All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome into Bell and the Birdmen live at the Henry James Saloon. And wait for it. Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff. As we get ready for the Eagles playing the Washington football team, I am Vince Quinn. That is Kyle Bennett. This is Francisco Rojas. John Barchard is in D.C. trying to convince Washington to take Ryan Kerrigan back. He will not be with us today. But in the meantime, Kyle, Francisco, good to see you guys. How are you doing today?
I am ready to clinch a playoff spot, Vince. I am fully on board.
Yeah,
let's strap in. Let's ride. It's the Washington football team. We already got a comment here on the live stream. Eagles 31, Washington 21. And to celebrate his birthday today, they're claiming the impossible that Jalen Reagor's going to score a touchdown.
It's Reagor's birthday today?
It is Jalen Reagor's birthday.
Slay and Reagor back-to-back birthdays. Look at that. Look at that.
Well, yeah, I think one guy got a lot of happy birthday wishes and the other guy didn't. It's just a feeling that I've got. So we'll see where all of that goes. But, yeah, confidence level from Kyle is high. My confidence level's through the roof. It's through the roof.
Yeah, this
Washington.
is why we might lose today.
There's
a chance we might lose today. I just want to say that. All right, so
Why?
it does. I want to say this
Why?
because Kyle brought this up. There's a chance that Heineke might not play the whole game, right? That changes things for me. But Heineke is somewhat of a decent quarterback. He's had good games this year. No,
okay.
Look who have we played? Because I'm talking to Kyle specifically. And you. But who have we played like the last 4 weeks? Jake Fromm, right? Barely was 3-3 at halftime. Took us till the midway through the third quarter to finally get it going. Who was the game before? Garrett Gilbert.
Gary Great.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then who was the week before? It was Giants, Washington. Who was the week before that?
Jets.
Right. And Zach Wilson.
So
whatever.
Zach Wilson, Trevor
and the Jets
Siemian.
suck. Trevor Siemian.
All these
practice squad guys,
so a bunch
basically.
of duds. Bunch of duds.
We're playing a decent quarterback today. He's not in the upper tier of quarterbacks, top 10, top 15.
Yeah.
But he's probably like top 15, top 20. This is a reality check for the defense today. I'm just saying, I think we're going to win today.
Okay.
But there's a chance.
Okay.
The confidence level is too high from Eagles fans. There is a chance we could lose today. And we're all going to cry and sit here and moan if they lose.
Here's the good things of why I think the vibes are high, things feel great. What's the one thing the Eagles on defense have primarily struggled against for the most part this season since one Brandon Graham got injured? Stopping the run.
Yep.
Who is out today for the Washington football team? Antonio Gibson.
Right.
That's a huge swing for the Eagles in terms of defensive stuff because right now, and I think you said this last week too, Vince, I trust Darius Slay with my life.
Agreed. He shut down Terry McLaurin the last time they played.
Darius Slay could date my sister. I'd give him the okay. She's married, and no offense to you, Jake. Jake, you're a great guy, but Darius Slay, it's Darius Slay. So it is what it is. But yeah, here's the thing. Do you believe that Taylor Heineke can complete 75% of his passes against the Eagles today?
It's possible.
To who?
It's very possible.
I mean, it's like you got Terry McLaurin, who's great. Curtis Samuel's okay.
He's even playing.
He's kind of fun. Is he? I don't know. I just looking at Washington and what they can actually do. Is it a step up at quarterback? Sure. But the overall team sucks. Their offense sucks. It sucks. So I'm not worried about them. It's for me, it's more of, can they, what do you think the mark is? Thinking about how many points Washington can score today, 21 at the ceiling.
Lucky.
If we're talking 3 touchdowns in a game for Washington, I think it's an amazing game for them today.
And let's also not forget their defense. We're throwing punches with each other on the sidelines last week against the Cowboys.
Right. But maybe they'll be motivated this week. They got Ron Rivera as their head coach. We all respect Ron Rivera. Who says they're not going to come in this week and be a little motivated?
No, I don't respect Ron Rivera because he forced that game to get moved to Tuesday night. So Ron Rivera, piss off.
Yeah, eat it, Ron.
We all respect Ron Rivera. Come on.
Eat it, Ron.
Okay,
well, it's funny because John really doesn't. John doesn't respect Ron Rivera all that much, and it's the idea of okay, what he did with the Panthers, it was more of a defense-first team. Can't play the most ridiculous season he's ever played in his life, and otherwise, he's playing 1985 Bears football. This is my John impression now.
You mean the 2021 Eagles?
Yeah, it's he's played 2021 Eagles football, which also makes John very upset.
He's not a bad coach. Has
the
league not respected him?
He's a respectable professional
great,
coach.
But we respect him.
But the team's not that good. They are fighting each other now. They did just get blown out last week. They're probably not making the playoffs. It's just about. It's not 100%.
Are they technically still alive?
They're technically still alive, but sometimes you see a dead bird twitching on the side of the road, and you just know. So.
But knowing Ron Rivera, who says they're going to just softly tank? I don't believe that.
Here's why Here's why you soft tank. Because John brought this up on the podcast, too. You have like 9 other quarterback-hungry teams behind you trying to move up and get a quarterback. Washington, after this season, are you really going to trust Taylor Heineke to take you through a full 17-game schedule again next year? I don't think so.
No.
You're trying to be a competitive week-in and week-out team in a weaker division for all intents and purposes. You need a quarterback for the next 10 years, and if you can find that, you got to try and put your chips in the middle right now where you're kind of on that seesaw of, do we push in for the draft, or we push in to get the 7 seed in the playoffs and get eliminated in the first round by either the Cowboys or the Rams? I think if you're Washington looking for that franchise quarterback for the first time in God knows how long.
But do you think it's in this year's draft, though?
I don't, but I think Washington, being the dysfunctional organization they are,
right? They might look at it that way. That's a good point. But that might not be the right move for them.
Well, it might not be, but you know what? It's Washington. They got a lot of problems. I guess the question is, oh my God, and what a story that is. I mean, if you didn't see what happened with Matt Corral, this is a side note before we get back into the game. Side note, so Matt Corral, notable draft prospect this year, could be the top quarterback taken. You never know, draft cycle and how all that works. But he gets injured in a bowl game that doesn't matter. And this is after Kirk Herbstreit's going like, how dare these kids not love the game?
And they're not going to address that either.
No,
they're not going to address that.
Can I address Kirk Herbstreit for a second?
Yeah,
that got Kirk, you suck. You suck, Kirk Herbstreit. It's a terrible take. It's a ridiculous take. It's a spoiled take. When, one, the coaches get all this free reign to do whatever they want. And two,
where's the same energy for that?
This kid's giving up his future for a team that he knows he's leaving because he has to, because his life is going to be better doing all of this other stuff. So there you go. Injured on a second drive after rushing in the middle of the field. You just don't need it. You don't need it. For any draft prospect that's worth a damn, take some time off. Shout out to Michael Kiss, by the way, because he had a good point, which is like, look at Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase took the whole year off. Does anybody care? Is anybody looking back and going, LSU?
Bowl games don't matter anyway.
He should have been there for Ed Ogeron as he was going around hitting on pregnant women at gas stations. I mean, how dare Jamar Chase not be available for that great quality of football? And Screw you.
I saw a tweet, too, like, on the flip side of that, ask, like, Jake Butt or Jalen Smith if they regret playing in their bowl game when they got, career-altering injuries that Jake Butt retired already, and Jalen Smith's on, his 4th team this season?
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Like, look, I haven't followed college as much as I used to, but I try to get back into it this year. Don't the conference championships matter way more than these bowl games anyway? And that's why these players aren't playing in the bowl games, because they don't matter. It's the college football playoffs, maybe the Rose Bowl because I get the history and everything like that, so that might matter. But it's those and the college football playoff and the conference championships.
Yeah.
So I understand it. I don't care. Everyone's making a big deal out of it. Look, my cousin went to Pitt. I asked him about the Kenny Pickett thing. He's like, I don't care. He got me the ACC championship. Didn't matter. So, whatever to these guys.
That's
the
thing.
In the NFL anyway.
There's so much junk with all of that. But for now, and by the way, Washington, they should be looking at the draft. Like, if I was Ron Rivera, I do play Kyle Allen today. I do. At some point, I'm getting him in the game. I guess the question is, because he put this out earlier in the week, if you're tuning in, and like, why are we talking about Kyle Allen? Like, why would he just throw this game away? Ron Rivera started all of this. Because he decided to say that Kyle Allen could get some snaps. So when Ron Rivera's doing that, as Barney walks in the door, we'll be hearing from Barney in a little bit.
Yes, sir.
You think, they're better off losing. Like, Washington is better off losing than trying to fight for a playoff spot at this point. They've had injuries all year, COVID all year. Montez Sweat not in the game for them today. Antonio Gibson not in the game for them today.
That's true. They're starting left guard also out.
They've just had so many injuries. This was a bit of a floater year anyway. It's a bit of a they were hoping Ryan Fitzpatrick could get hot and they could win a playoff game or two. That dream is dead. Lose games
since week 1.
Get that draft spot and figure it out from there. That's what they should do. I guess the question is, what would the mark be? If I'm the Eagles, I want to see Kyle Allen play in this game. How soon does he go and pull that trigger? Is it a 14-point lead? Is it halftime, arbitrarily?
I just want the Eagles to get out to an early lead, because they haven't done that the last couple of weeks. They've been really, really slow starts. So it doesn't matter who the quarterback is, because we've seen the last couple of weeks they haven't been able to get out to good starts. That's what matters. So even if it is Kyle Allen, right? Get out to a good start, run the ball. I understand they might want to get Hurts going, but it's more important to run the ball. Figure out the Hurts thing later. Running the ball is what gets you to win games. We've seen that. That's the blueprint.
Yeah, run the ball first and foremost. Do it all day, every day. Obviously, it's going to be a little different today, guys, because when you think about the running back situation, Miles Sanders has been the lead guy. He's not going to play today. Jordan Howard is going to play today.
Yes.
Which I'm totally fine with, which now we are officially over a year since the last time Miles Sanders scored a rushing touchdown for the Philadelphia
That's
Eagles.
insane.
Jordan Howard, when he was when Miles Sanders was, in his slump or out, ran the ball effectively for this team. And even though he's dealing with that stinger, I think, him playing today shows that he's good to go. It's been confirmed 3 times now from Schefter, from Zach Berman, and then Jake Glazer on the TV broadcast. So we will have Jordan Howard today. And the way he's run the ball behind this offensive line has been very, very good. So if you're going to use your running backs, use Jordan Howard extensively today. Mix it up with a Boston Scott. Mix it up with a Kenny Gainwell. But use Jordan Howard as that ground and pound in between the tackles. Now that your offensive line is fully back, too, we have Landon Dickerson back.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Jordan Howard, you figure, is going to get a lot of carries today. That's my assumption. But also, how healthy is he? I mean, I don't know. Like, when he had that stinger, what was it, 2 years ago? Last year? 2 years ago, I want to say.
Yeah, I think it was 2 years
He
ago.
had that stinger, and it was like, oh, I'll be back in a week. And then he missed like 6 weeks, So
But he is active today, though.
Well,
That's the
no,
difference,
he's
right?
active today, but it's just a question of, like, how good a shape is he in? Do they trust him to carry the load today? If I'm the Eagles, do I have to plan for more of Boston Scott, Kenny Gainwell, and you're just mixing Howard in like he's good for set? Maybe he's got a pitch count. I
wonder
don't know.
if this year is different, though, because Howard started on the practice squad this year, right? I feel like he's had kind of a chip on his shoulder. He's kind of had something to prove, like, hey, I'm young still. I can still run the ball effectively. He's done that all year. I want to see the Eagles line up under center a little more, let Howard get up the middle. I know he's whatever the stinger and everything, but I think Howard's played with a little more of a chip on his shoulder. Get him the ball consistently.
I think he's played with a chip on his shoulder since the Eagles traded for him.
Right,
honestly.
that's true.
Like coming from Chicago when he was that lead guy, running for 1,000-yard seasons, I think back to back, if I'm not mistaken. I think Jordan Howard's had a chip on his shoulder since he got traded when Howie Roseman was courtside at the Sixers game, sending a 6th-round pick to the Chicago Bears for him.
So, looking at some of the other things going into this game right now, talking about the rushing attack a little bit, guys. Jalen Hurts running the ball is a fascinating, that's a big storyline in all of this. And part of the reason why you hope that they can lock in the playoff spot today, you lock it in today because I want to give Hurts off next week. I don't care about seeding. I don't necessarily care about who they play that much. You don't try to fight and earn that seeding. The Bucks is the answer. But, if it turns out that you could potentially lose that game to Dallas, you have to play Dallas instead or the Rams instead, I don't care about any of that.
Just worry
I
about
want
winning the game today, though. Sirianni said it yesterday, 2 days ago. Just worry about winning the game.
And I love that quote.
Things have to happen outside of your control for us to clinch the playoffs. Win today. Let the fans worry about, let's go Niners, let's go Carolina, let's go Green Bay. Worry about winning the
okay, and John wants to throw the Post all day. I'm getting the Washington Post, and I'm throwing that out because they cover a terrible team, and I think they're owned by Dan Snyder, and Dan Snyder sucks. Or maybe they're owned by Bezos, and Bezos sucks. But either way, everybody connected to Washington sucks. You're not throwing the Post all day. Give me slants. Give me the West Coast stuff. Give me the screens, swing passes, and occasional shots down the field. That's what I'm looking for.
I will
today.
say, if you're going to go down the field, let's not forget, one, it being Jalen Reagor's birthday in our previous comment, the first one to open the show, allegedly him scoring a touchdown. His biggest play of his career before this season was that Week 1 game against Washington when he had that 55-yard catch that eventually knocked him out for half the year last year.
Yeah.
So if you can get him loose, not that I'm saying he knows how to run forward, but now he's another year older, another year wiser. Maybe he learned how to run forward in the new year.
Maybe he learned to run forward.
2 days after the new year.
I doubt it. And by the way, it seems like John's going to be active in the comments, and yelling at John through the comments is very exciting to me. So basically, I can say all sorts of things, and he can't fully respond to all of them. So, John, you're fat, slow, lazy. I beat you in a race. I'm better than you at Overwatch. I'm just going to say all the things I can to John just to rile up John on the other side of the computer. But for everybody that's joining us right now, thank you so much for joining us on the live stream today, during the whole season, as we get ready for this playoff run. All of it's brought to you by Liquid Death, the refreshing water from the Alps. And crack that. Oh, yeah. That's a good crack, Francisco. Hit me with a crack, baby. Oh, yeah. That is the good stuff. I'll tell you guys, this weekend, New Year's Eve. So went down to my brother's house in D.C. By the way, the whole city smells. The whole city smells bad. When I was down there in D.C., came down, brought a case of Liquid Death, gave it to my niece. I have a 9-month-old niece. She has a little sip of Liquid Death. By the way, found out I'm a godfather this weekend. That's a little side note. So that was a pretty
Congratulations.
Cool thing.
What can I do for you?
But I'm not a great godfather because the thing is they want you to have a soul as a godfather, and I've sold it to Liquid Death because you can sell your soul too, and they will take free shipping if you sell your soul to Liquid Death. You go to liquiddeath.com/bell. That's how you do it. So liquiddeath.com/bell.
Was it worth it, Vince?
Yes. Yes, it was
Well,
worth
why
it.
are you even asking that question, Kyle? What
we
is
have
this?
visual proof of Vince selling his soul
Yes,
to Liquid
it's
Death.
right here.
It'll be
Yeah.
on the timeline soon.
I needed to take off those 0.4 of a pound that they say that you have when you lose your soul. So
we
And
are
the game
back.
has started.
here we go. We do have kickoff. Washington's getting the ball first. Going to make a little note of that. And here we go. This is the beginning of a long day, folks, because obviously today a lot of stuff going on. It's not just the Eagles winning this game against Washington. If you want the playoff spot, you got to win a lot today. You need San Francisco to beat Houston, which is weird. I don't know why that matters, but
Or-
it does. Yes.
Carolina to beat New Orleans.
Well, so you want to see that as well. And then
or
later
thing,
in the day, you've got Minnesota playing the Packers. We'll be live for that. Post game, we'll keep you updated on all
By the
of
way,
that
it is
stuff.
Taylor Heineke starting.
But here we go. Heineke is in the shotgun, gets a handoff up the gut. He doesn't go anywhere. Maybe a 2-yard gain. Alex Singleton in on it. Josh Sweat, who, by the way, Pro Bowl alternate Josh Sweat.
That's right.
I know that news is like a little old at this point, but I got to tell you guys, I was shocked about that. Honestly, did you think he's Pro Bowl alternate?
He had a good season, but not Pro Bowl alternate. I wouldn't say that.
No.
I would not say that. And he is his second year, right? Or am I bugging?
Sweat's in his third year? I want to say
2018
third or
draft,
fourth
I think.
year, because now that they've extended him, clearly he was coming up on the end of the contract. Another handoff here for Washington as they're going with the ground and pound to start, which is John's favorite thing. He's very excited right now. Well, actually, he would be if Washington's doing. I guess he would be happy. So I hope you enjoy that, John. We're looking at about a 3rd and 3 right now. Decent return from Washington, by the way, to start the game. They did get a return out of it. So they're almost at Washington's 40. So
I do want to say this. Jared Patterson had 800-plus yards in one game against Kent State in college. I just want to say that. He was 20 yards away from the record in college in D1 history. Just saying.
Devontae Smith going for his own record today. We'll get to that a
Yes.
little bit later. Heineke dropping back, throws down the field, and he gets a pretty big completion
We're
there.
playing a decent quarterback today. Just saying.
Yeah, I know. It's Francisco's starting the worry train. John's out, and
I'm
Francisco
just
starts the worry
saying.
train for him. We're getting to the playoffs. We're winning today. It's on San Francisco. It's on Green Bay. But for now, he throws the ball to Sims. Heineke gets it down to Sims. Sims had to really get up there. I mean, like full extension, jumping up for that. Nice grab. They're on the Eagles side of the field now.
I did do a quick look here, guys, for
Yes.
Pro Bowl alternate Josh Sweat.
Yes.
He does have 16 tackles and 6 sacks this season and a forced fumble.
Okay.
Solid season.
The
Good-
6
good-
sacks
good season.
especially is what's going to help there. Heineke back in the pocket, has to move around a little bit. He dumps it off to, let's see here. Is that Curtis Samuel? No, Humphreys. All right, did not get a look at him at all. Humphreys makes the catch, and it looks like we got an easy first down here. Yep, they're moving the chains. So Washington just did a couple of plays. They have a couple of runs that don't go for anywhere, 2 completions down the field. Now they're at the Eagles 35. I know Francisco's worried, so I'm not going to ask him about anything right now.
No,
Kyle,
you can ask
how
me
are
everything.
you
I
feeling?
want to contribute.
No, how are you feeling, Kyle?
I'm not necessarily worried for the team, like the guys on the field. This has just become all too familiar with Jonathan Gannon.
We should be worried. We
So
should be.
as Heineke takes a snap and bombs it down the field to
Norman
Bates,
Bates.
the tight end, and here you go, Washington now in the red zone. Wow, they're moving.
Not a good start.
They're moving very quickly right now. Which for a Jonathan Gannon defense, it's really not surprising. I got to tell you.
But
I mean,
it's been all year, and that's a
Yeah.
problem that needs to be, obviously, when we get to the offseason, that's something you need to evaluate. But
Address.
these slow starts by Jonathan Gannon on defense is such a problem for the Eagles getting off to these slow starts, because then your offense is going out there trying to play catch up, and it takes almost a whole half for that to occur.
Yeah, it's absolutely brutal. So right now, Washington at the 12, they hand it off, carry to the left side, and he breaks through the line of scrimmage, and he's gone. Oh my God. Oh my God, the defense there. I mean, he went right into the guts of the defense on that carry. He breaks it out to the left, and there's just nobody there. So Patterson getting 12 yards, man. That was a terrible drive. And yeah, the slow start feeling, and that's the frustrating thing too. Like all this slow start stuff, we talk about it a lot with the offense, but the defense is always cold early. And here's John, who, yep, there's the worry train is rolling at home too.
Yeah,
the worry
I'm
train
the
is
leader
rolling
of
at
that
home. And you know
train.
what? Bam, we're removing that comment. I'm getting that negativity out of the field.
Whoa.
And I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. It's early. I'm not going to freak out. We're clinching. Part 1 still happens today.
I mean, that was a quick drive. Just saying. That was
Yeah.
very quick.
So that means
That was
there's
a blink of the
that
eye.
means there's a lot of game left, right? Doesn't that mean there's a lot of game left?
But if they
There's a lot
keep
of
doing
game
that
left,
every
huh?
drive,
There's
it
a lot
might
of
be
game
like
left.
50 points.
Oh, well, yeah, if they just do this
It
on
might
every
be-
single drive, then
Washington
Taylor
might look
Heineke.
at that Dallas
Could
game
Taylor
and say,
Heineke
we
be the
can do
greatest
that.
quarterback
We
of
can
all
do that
time?
to the Eagles.
Yeah, whatever.
All right,
Yeah,
it's Barney's turn. It's Barney's turn. I'm
All
gonna go eat.
right, let's get Barney in here.
Here's my thing. One, you can't lose to a team that has the numbers on the sides of their helmets. It's a bad look. It's not good for the swag meter. Get it out of here. Number two, this is a product of the Eagles' lack of getting a pass rush and getting, into the backfield with their defensive line. They don't get pressure early. It takes a while for that defensive line to really break through for whatever reason, no matter who the team is.
Yeah.
And again, that's a product of Jonathan Gannon.
And thank you, Taylor. Please take notes. I want receipts. I want blood, okay? I want blood. I'm here for it because we're going to win today, all right? Now, we just got the worry wagon off of here, so he's gone. Barney's joining us, Mr. Positivity, Mr. Run the Ball. Barney, how are you feeling today?
I feel like I did every other week that this same scenario has actually happened. We start out slow. The other team ends up scoring early. Everybody panics. Everybody calls for Gardner Minshew. Everybody says our season's over. And I'm just sitting here calm, cool, and collected, like, be patient, relax. We're going to run the ball. We're going to win. We're going to end up blowing them out by like 20, 25 points, just like we did against the Jets, just like we did against the Giants, just like we did against Washington. It's the same game script.
So let me ask you this. With all the floating around, Barney.
Right,
So
right.
at the end of this game, do we see Kyle Allen starting or playing a quarterback for Washington by the end of this game?
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. It's that kind of game.
I've seen it too. I really like. I know it's early, but that's how I've been the past couple of weeks too. Like Giants score early, Washington does some stuff early, and it's just in through the nose, out through the mouth. That's all it is. In through the nose, out through the mouth.
As John chimes in saying, well, by tradition, here comes a Hurts turnover. That's not really on him.
Well, yeah, I mean that is how it's been starting to. That's the thing that can make this a little easier today. We haven't seen the Eagles yet. Washington got the ball to start, couple of plays right down the field. Just, run the ball a couple times early. Let's just get that rhythm, get a first down or two, get things moving, take some shots and figure it out. But I'm not getting to the point right now where it's any sort of worry. Talk to me at halftime. Halftime, you animals trying to burn this thing to the ground 4 minutes into a football game against an awful team that just lost, 56-14 last week? So, yeah, I'm not panicking yet. I can confidently say that. So
it's way too early.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens here. We're getting back. That was like the longest commercial break that's ever happened. I think they're really stretching it out now, maybe in the back half of the season.
They did just do the John Madden tribute, which was, I think, is going to be customary across the league this week.
Okay, and obviously all the stuff, I mean, everything that's come out after John Madden's passing, all the clips and all the stories, it's just been wonderful to see. There's been a lot of great stuff out there, and I hope you got a chance to watch some of it. The guy was incredible. But for now, with the Eagles here, as they're getting ready to receive the kickoff, and Kyle, you were just pointing at this. That's Kenny Gainwell back there.
Yes,
that's what you want to see.
Kenny Gainwell returning.
Yeah, give me the Kenny Gainwell experience, baby. So here's the kick. Kenny Gainwell, he's going to just let that go. Sits out of the back of the end zone. But you know what? He did it better than Rager could ever do it. he's let that ball bounce out of the end zone like it's nobody's business. What a pro. So that's fun. But, yeah, run the ball here, first play. Barney?
I would hope so, but like I said before, don't be surprised if we come out flat. I mean, that seems to be our MO the first 6 or 7 minutes of the game. We come out flat, staying on offense and defense.
They just like to build the suspense.
Yeah,
I think the interesting thing here to start this drive, Jack Stoll, Tyree Jackson, and Boston Scott are in on this play.
Okay. Wait, are they in now or you think they're all involved?
Okay,
I thought we were getting to some weird Philly special first down call. That would have been a hell of a call from you. You'd win that parlay for $1 billion. All right, so what we do get is a run. It's a handoff to Boston Scott. He goes for nothing. So John's happy about that.
I was going to say, John's already throwing up his hands right now. Like, it's over. We're losing.
So there you go. John does not get the post. So we'll see how this all works. And that is the other thing. Again, for me, it's really curious to see how Jordan Howard's going to be at the start of this game. How many carries does he get? How many snaps does he get? Because he's active, but how ready to go is he really? So we're going to keep an eye on that for you. For right now, heavy package here from the Eagles. They got a couple of tight ends on the field. Jalen Hurts under center, which you'd like to see. Here comes the snap. Hurts dropping back. Fakes the handoff. He's got a lot of pressure in the pocket, and he slings it out.
Oh, my God.
Devontae Smith.
Go.
Wide open. Go.
Oh, my God.
All right. You love to see that. Yeah, I mean, Hurts get a defender right in Hurts' face, smacks him as he's throwing this ball, hits Devontae Smith wide open down the field. He burned his man on a comeback route, and with that separation, the defender falls over. Smith can pass him on the sideline, gets another couple of yards. Eagles pass midfield right there.
This 3 tight end formation to start this game is quite interesting, and also just again Fox's broadcast saying Dallas Goedert's a rookie. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
I know he's a rookie starting, but he's not a real
and by the way, Devontae Smith needed 92 yards to pass Deshaun Jackson for the single season record for the Eagles. Now he's definitely on track to do that today. Hurts keeps an RPO. He makes a nice cut.
Move.
Hurts is just a really nasty crossover jab step there. Damn, and he gets it. I mean, he gets 5 yards out of it, but that was a nice cut to get 5 yards there, Barney.
No, but this is what you want to see out of their run game. There's more than one way to. No, like I said, there's more than one way to run the ball. You don't need to necessarily run it with your running back. There's design plays with Jalen Hurts that you can run the ball effectively. Like, he's the best runner of your team for a reason. Usually.
Well, yeah.
So
and last week only 2 carries for 70 yards. Maybe the ankle certainly looks like it's doing really well. So that was 1 rush for 6. He's almost passed his total already from last week. Another handoff here, Boston Scott up the middle, easy first down. Oh, yeah, baby.
Only thing I want to see out of Jalen Hurts this week when he runs the ball is 2 hands on the football. As long as you're putting 2 hands on the football, you will not lose the football. That's basic football. Just like running the ball, 2 hands on the football at all times. Don't just get crazy out there running with 1 hand. You're not Michael Vick, dude.
Well,
let's go.
At least he's not doing like the Ricky Waters, here's the football and I'm out here with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't need that kind of stuff. Lamar likes to do that from time to time as well. It's like, come on, man. He
was notorious for that.
Yeah, hold on to the ball for the love of God. So here we go. Eagles, who now are at the Washington, let's say 33. Jalen Hurts under center again. They're really liking the under center stuff so far. Oh, we get a reverse to Rager.
He goes backwards.
Or a little pitch there. So fake handoff. Then they try to do the end around with Rager. Doesn't go anywhere. He basically, it's a run. It's an end around. So it's a long looping route. But as far as that goes, he ran straight. So
New Year, same him. Still committed to the bit.
Well, they're just trying to run plays where he runs sideways, I guess, because he just feels more natural doing that. It's all he's got. It's like Seth Rogen in, Knocked Up. It's the dice roll. It's all he's got. It's the only move he's got. Like, that's what it is with Jalen Rager. He can just run sideways.
But still, I like the play call. And like I said, I'm going to start saying it more. Trust the process. It's a Philly thing to say, trust the process, not the results.
We got to trust the process
here.
No,
but think about it like that. The play calling was right. The execution was right. It just didn't work out. But it doesn't mean it's a wrong thing to do. Now look at this.
All right, so Jalen Hurts flushed out of the pocket, but had some space around him, was able to escape. He gets an easy, 4 yards on that run? So nice little gain there for Jalen Hurts. It's going to be 7. There we go. So 7 yards there. And it's going to be 3rd down for the Eagles, but you're deep in Washington territory, definitely in field goal range.
And that play right there, from what we could see on the broadcast, obviously, I like, because it wasn't Jalen Hurts trying to force the ball down the field like we've seen the past 2 weeks. He took what the defense gave him, ran out, picked up some yards. I like that play and decision-making.
And that's the thing. You just want those basic things, right? It's like pick up a couple of yards when you can. Sometimes you got to throw the ball away. You want to see guys do that. Don't force it into double coverage if you don't have to. Hurts generally a really good decision maker. That's one of his best qualities. 3rd and 6 for the Eagles here. Hurts taking it in the shotgun, and he's got some pressure again. Right. Does a quick little dump off to Quez Watkins. They get about 4 yards here. Yeah, it's going to be 4th and 1, 4th and 2, depending on where they spot the ball. Let me ask you right now: do you go for it?
Yes.
Kyle's going for it. Barney?
No. I'm kicking the points.
Brad over there is going for it.
I'm going for the points because I'm not really confident that their offense is really going to keep putting up points like they are. I feel like their offense is playing not to lose or playing a tank. So I'm really not worried about the Washington Redskins.
Well, see, but I feel like kicking it here is playing to lose as well, and I don't want to do the same thing. And the Eagles are going for it here. Sirianni, my man. Let's go. All right, 4th and 2 here. Jalen Hurts is in the gun. Oh, come on, baby. All right, we got Dallas Goedert in motion. Looks like Jordan Howard to his right, and they hand it off up the gut. Howard's going for it. Oh, he's getting stopped. Oh, man. Jordan Howard had no momentum on that carry whatsoever.
I mean, like that play.
He's not the fastest guy anyway, guys, but he hit the hole like half speed.
He could have used some help from his lineman to push him forward on that one.
So, you know what it is? Lane Johnson got beat. Lane Johnson got beat on the inside.
Rare.
And right now, here's the troubling thing right now, because it is early. 1, no regrets on the call still. None. You're not going to hear that from me. You go for it. Sometimes you miss it. It is what it is. I say that knowing full well that can happen. But the line stinks right now. For that first drive, line got beat up.
Yeah.
They just did. I mean, pressure all over the place. Hurts constantly having to move out of the pocket. He got hit once on a throw. Running game didn't really do all that much. You got 2 big passes down the field, and that's what made it go. But not great. Okay.
Not great, but it's a lot of the same that we've been seeing the last couple games. It's like our offense starts out slow. Our defense gives up points early. That's because we're one of those teams that really needs to find a rhythm mid-game. We adjust.
So
that's not a bad thing, adjusting to the opposition. You know what I mean? Like, if we can keep adjusting to the opposition, we're going to keep finding success.
Well, yeah, you got to get a feel for all this stuff. Now, Kyle just said under the center is probably better there in the comments. Kyle, totally right. I think that should have been the case because Howard, it was like this weird, awkward step and then with Lane and everything. If Howard's just taking it full speed, he might just run into Lane and push Lane forward, and that could get him the first down easily. Also, Stan with the comments saying with how much Washington's stacking the box, they got to get the screen game working. I figure we're going to see that pretty soon here. I mean, they did an end around so far. They took a shot down the field. They've been running some play action. Hurts took a ball on a read option. So they're going through enough of the playbook. I think it's just how many plays can you run to get there. So I think we'll see a screen soon. And then FedEx Field inspiring a win today for the football. Not for the football. I would bet it's an Eagles crowd.
That's
right?
Definitely an Eagles crowd.
I would just assume it's an Eagles crowd down there. I mean, the fan base there is so dejected. And that's one of the things that, like, thinking about Washington and where they were, I mean, you're talking about one of the model franchises in football going into the 90s. I mean, like, winning all the time, Joe Gibbs, proud history, the Hogs, and all that stuff. And then for everything to go sideways to the point where they have no fan base anymore is really a testament to how much I love Dan Snyder. Dan, run the team forever. Keep burning that thing into the ground. But here's John saying, so no Jordan Howard for 4th and 2 period. I mean, look, if you're going to do it, he's got to run straight. John, I hear him. He's got to run straight. It was the sidestep, I kind of whatever, and then he's got no burst, and he just got crushed.
Little update for the playoff scenarios here, because obviously the this or that with the Panthers-Saints game. Saints center Eric McCoy and safety Marcus Williams have been downgraded to out against the Panthers, so the Saints a little more shorthanded. Good sign for the Eagles.
Okay, so yeah, a lot of different moving parts today for Bell and the Birdmen here. We're going to be keeping you posted on all of it. We're going to be live a little bit later. Post-game show is very likely because the Eagles are going to win, and everything is going to be checked off for part 1 of the 3-tier, 3-leg playoff lock here today. Once Eagles lock this up, post-game show will be a lot later once we know the final fate of whether or not the Eagles are in the playoffs. So stick with us today. Keep following us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff. We will be live. We will be live again later today after the game as well. But for now, Washington has the ball back. 6:28 left here in the first quarter. I'm skipping quarters now. It's second down. They just ran for 3 yards. So Heineke now, he's in the shotgun. DeAndre Carter switching to the outside here. A little dump off screen to him as DeAndre Carter has some blocks and about 7 yards on that, or 6 yards.
Yeah, so John Barchard, that's our guy.
So 3rd and 1 here is what you're going to see for Washington. I mean, it's not like this is a big stop situation, but wow, Washington's running some tempo here.
Yeah.
So, look, for all the tanking stuff, they're definitely giving it an honest go right now, and Washington's playing with some heart.
There you go.
Derek Barnett gets through the line. No.
Oh, come on.
You gotta be kidding me. Oh, that's brutal.
Who's that?
Okay, so Derek Barnett breaks through from the left side.
So
I mean,
slow.
just like totally uncontested, right in Heineke's face. He goes through, he grabs him by the leg as he's sort of lunging forward. Heineke backpedals out of it, and then Heineke's able, with another defender in his face, lob one up, and it's caught. Easy grab. Oh, man.
He was untouched.
That sucks.
You have to finish that tackle.
That sucks, yeah. High leaping ball over TJ Edwards. Man.
Barnett is so slow.
TJ Edwards wasn't even looking at the ball there. He was totally behind.
At least he didn't get a penalty.
At least he didn't get a penalty. Yeah, it's 100%. All right. Man, Washington taking another shot down the field here. They're playing some aggressive football here early, guys. They're playing very aggressive.
And
Washington,
the Eagles defense looks very confused right now. You can tell they're moving all around. They don't know where to set in place. Like, they don't know what Washington's calling right now. You could tell.
No. So Washington's definitely they got something going on right now. Clearly, they've got a beat on how Gannon's been playing defense. They've been taking shots. Taylor Heineke right now, 10 minutes into the first quarter, 5 for 5, 78 yards. So aggressive down the field football. He's been on point. Mostly Washington's lines held up so far, 2 or 3 yards in the run game pretty consistently. So not a lot of negative plays. Generally been a really hot start for them. So here comes Heineke again. He's in the gun. And he's dropping back and throwing to Terry McLaurin. Stiffs arms through a tackler and gets past for the first down. They're
we
just
show some aggression here. Like, I don't understand why it takes Jonathan Gannon and this defensive coaching staff an entire quarter plus to show aggression, to get into a groove. It's just way too often that this happens, and it's truly a problem. And, like, we're all in on the Eagles playoff scenario, but if you're doing this in the playoffs, you're going nowhere.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do this against really bad teams, or you're not going to see really bad teams in the playoffs. And for that one, it's zone coverage. Terry McLaurin, I mean, he's just got to pass Alex Singleton to the open field. He's able to do that, and they keep on rolling. So, really rough start. Now, 5 wide. 5 wide on 1st and 10 from Washington here just outside of the 20-yard line. Heineke's dropping back. He's got some time. He's shuffling around. And let's see here. Oh, is that Milton Williams? Oh, and he gets hit. And Heineke lobs it up.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, man, he throws it into the hands of Jannard Avery. Oh, no, and there's a flag on the play. It's going to be defensive there?
They're going to call roughing the
Uh-oh,
passer.
all right. Well, we're getting some signs from the bar that this
Let's
is on
see
the
an
defense.
offensive holding call.
Oh, man. All right, we're going to keep – Heineke had some time in the pocket. Maybe it's a holding call, but the whole Washington sideline was pointing down the Eagles' way, the secondary. So, I don't know, somebody fell. Illegal contact. Oh, brutal. Oh, that's absolutely brutal. Heineke just served up the easiest pick that you could possibly grab. I mean, just a moon ball right into the arms of Jannard Avery. Oh, that stinks. And Avery's on the sideline right now. I don't know if he's just gassed from having to run 15 yards or if he's hurt or what. But Heineke served this thing up, man. Milton Williams all over him. Fletcher Cox was breaking out around the outside. The ball's nowhere near anybody. And, illegal. Yeah, Jannard Avery committed the illegal contact, too. He just, tackled McLaurin in the open field. That's a brutally dumb penalty by Jannard Avery there. That's awful.
Derek Barnett-esque.
This defense just needs to bring more pressure. I mean, I don't get it. When you bring pressure, it scares the offense. When you don't, they can do whatever you want. I don't know why they're not figuring this out. I mean, you're not going to be physical with this style of play calling. You're not going to be physical in a zone defense.
No.
So you need to switch it up.
Gannon plays scared every week.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I don't understand.
Except when he has the lead. Then he can pin his ears back and blitz.
Well, yeah, then he'll go and play aggressive and try to bury the thing. But that's the only time he does it. It's like you could create such bigger leads earlier if you were creating more drives, shortening their drives, and just, forcing turnovers. Like, being aggressive is going to get a guy like Heineke to go,
It's the reason why this guy's not going to be a head coach anywhere in the league. I'm just saying. So
yeah, I know. All the head coach rumors were such a joke. Yeah. That was like, who the hell? His agent must be great. I mean, honestly, hire Jonathan Gannon's agent for the love of God, because he's really pushing some garbage. But right now we're breaking through, so still a little bit of time left in the first quarter here. As the Eagles are playing Washington, right now it's 7-0 Washington in the first drive. They drove right down the field on the Eagles, shots down the field, a couple of decent runs, and they got some easy points. Eagles so far, if you're just joining us, they had a big play to Devontae Smith, who's trying to pass Deshaun Jackson today for the rookie record in receiving yards for the Eagles. I'd just love to see him do that today rather than next week, because I don't want all the, if it was 18 games, so it doesn't count. It's like, I just wanted to do it outright, and there's no complaining, and it's just, we can all just praise Devontae Smith and do none of those. But actually, I just don't, I don't want any of that.
Plus, you run the risk of, if not playing for anything next week, will they actually play him?
Well,
I mean, we're not sure. I mean, we might not be playing for anything.
Yeah,
next week,
I would, if they make the playoffs this week, I'm not playing Smith next week.
There it is.
I'm not playing Smith. I'm not playing Hurts. I bench any lineman that I possibly can. The depth is kind of rough there, but if you can bench any lineman, you do that. Maybe take Mailata out, put in Andre Dillard, that kind of thing. I wouldn't play anybody next week, but obviously you got to win the game now. So what I want to say first is thank you for tuning into the live stream, by the way. Hanging out with us on the live stream, following us on the podcast, all that different stuff. Sport's been amazing. And if you want to help out the show, everything that we're doing here, helping us grow the show, we got a lot of plans. Some of the ideas running through my head for the offseason. I got some things that I want to do, folks. We got some plans. But it takes work, it takes time, it takes energy, and we need your support. So if you go to bellandthebirdmen.com, we take donations there, bellandthebirdmen.com. At the bottom of the page, you can find the donation button. And what we do with that money is 50% of it goes to the Eagles Autism Foundation, which means a lot to us, especially Bobby Dubs, John, their families. So 50% of the money goes to the Eagles Autism Foundation. The other 50% goes right back into this. It's not just like, let me go out for a steak dinner because Mike donated $50. Like, that's not what this is at all. It's all, let's get better cameras. Let's get better microphones. Let's get certain equipment at the studio for the off-season shows that we want to do and build all of that up. So bellandthebirdmen.com, That's where you can go and donate. And again, 50% of that will go to the Eagles Autism Challenge. Everything you've donated over the years has been amazing, and we really appreciate it. So thank you so much. But for now, getting back in here, and they're showing a replay.
Apparently, Ron Rivera is challenging the spot of the ball, which is like a 4-yard difference.
Okay, well, let him burn it. I mean, what a dumb play. All right, I'm happy. Any coach that wants to burn a challenge, burn timeouts, all that stuff, it's all good in my book. So it's such a frivolous thing. Like, are you really, like, you're going to challenge for 4 yards in the first quarter with 3 minutes left?
And that's why we cannot have respect for Ron Rivera. Also, we were talking about that's why Jonathan Gannon's not going to be a head coach. Somebody please hire him as a head coach. Like, please get him out of our organization. Somebody hire him.
Honestly, yeah. If somebody else was going to hire him as a head coach, I'd be like, yep, he's yours. Take him. Fine. Enjoy. We'll see him in 2 years. You know, he'll come back as a secondary coach in 2 years. So, my God, what a joke. All right. So right now it's tentatively 2nd and 12 for Washington with 3 minutes left to go here in the first. The refs are talking right now. They're kind of finger pointing and trying to figure out where this is going to go. Okay, so they reversed it.
Semantics challenge, Ron Rivera.
And it goes
Clap
from
for you.
let's see where this ultimately ends up. Right now, it was 2nd and 12.
It's gonna be like 2nd and 8.
Oh, baby! I mean, if that doesn't change the game, win probability rate is going through the roof now. 2nd and 9.
Galaxy brain, Ron Rivera.
Challenge for 3 yards. What a dumb, stupid thing to do. Okay.
Well, I mean, it did work, so I mean, it wasn't that stupid.
No,
but I mean, it was gutsy, if anything.
He's got one. Like, if he has one more challenge left and he gets it wrong, he's done. Like, you're going to challenge him for 3 yards after first down with 3 minutes left in the first is moronic.
There you go.
There we go.
So end around for Washington there. Nothing really doing. Alex Singleton stayed home. Makes a nice disciplined tackle, easy play. And what do you know? Now they might have lost a yard or two. I hope it's 3rd and 12.
And
I really hope
the
it's
slow
3rd and
starts
12.
by Jonathan Gannon. Doesn't it always feel like we need one of those type of moments in these games where, like, the opposing coach or the opposing team does something to piss off the defense, and then that's when we get going? It's very odd that, like, we need one of those, like, momentum-esque swings for the Eagles defense to wake up and be like, oh, okay, we got to play a football game now.
Yep. Yeah, so total waste here, 3rd and 8. Fine. 3rd and 8 for Washington. Heineke's in the gun. They had 5 wide on this one. Pocket collapsing. He gets the balls out, and it's maybe a yard or two.
Taylor with a great point.
This is looking like a field goal situation.
Of course they are. That's the right move. That's what we should have done on the last drive. But, hey, here we are.
No, I don't regret it. I don't regret it. They didn't get the 2, and I got to make a note of that, the missed 2-point earlier. But or missed 4th down earlier.
Taylor bringing up that was the most actually challenge of all time.
Yeah, I
mean, couldn't agree more.
What's the point? Excuse me, sir. We had 3 more yards on that. We need those 3 yards, and now they're still kicking a field goal. So great work, Ron. I mean, just a round of applause for Ron Rivera. Excellent coaching there. What a waste of everybody's time. Here goes the kick, and
it is
okay.
Almost not good. Almost not good.
And somehow there are Washington fans there, and they seem excited. So maybe this is the first time that they've actually caught a game.
It's a repeat of last week.
Maybe they got it as a Christmas present from other casuals. I don't know. But 10-0, yeah, repeat of last week. And again, I will say repeat of last week. Everything's fine.
Well, the problem is
everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Problem is there's not that many Washington fans in Maryland, so they don't want to make that drive from DC.
Maybe not. I saw RFK Stadium, which is still standing, by the way, because I was in DC the other day. RFK Stadium, it's a giant husk. It's a giant rusty husk. It looks like crap, and it's funny because it's this big road. You drive down this big road, and all you can see is RFK Stadium straight ahead, and it's just nasty and old, and they have these giant billboards on it still. Like, there are people that advertise on the face of this totally rusted out stadium, and it's just so weird to see. It's very ridiculous. It's very Dan Snyder. It's just like, can I get money out of this? Yeah, let's just run some billboards on. Everything's fine. But that's what they have going on down there. It's a total clown show. So right now, it is a clown show here as well, to be fair. It's 10-0 Washington, as they have an actual quarterback. They have been able to move down the field. So right now, no signs of the Kyle Allen second half that we were hoping for. But, okay, here's the thing. If Kyle Allen does come into this game and it's a tie game, like it's halftime and they just put him in, tide of this game is going to change. Like, that's going to tell you a lot about where Washington is if Kyle Allen comes in regardless. So still something to keep an eye on. Right now, for the Eagles side of things, I mean, Jordan Howard, 1 carry. He gets a yard when they need 2. So not really impressive from the Eagles so far. I mean, what are you guys doing now? Is it still just kind of maintain what you did last drive, mix the run, take a shot down the field, keep everything moving? That's pretty much where I'm at.
Yes. I mean, I've only seen Jalen Hurts on the field for 3 seconds? If that? That's what I'm saying. Trust the process, not the results. Sometimes the results aren't always there. Doesn't mean the process isn't right.
Yeah.
If you keep running the ball, you're going to get the results eventually. Maybe not right away, but you got to trust the process. Let's go.
Yeah, it's a
saying.
physicality thing. I mean, for the Eagles line being as big as they are, I get it. Washington's line is big and bad too, but no Montez Sweat today. They've got guys that are punching each other on the sideline last week. I mean, they're a really weird situation. And at some point when that physicality's there, you just want to go home. You see it with all these teams all the time. They just want to go home. Stan's called for a 101-yard kick return right now. What that's going to be is actually it's Rager running back and forth 10 times, and that's going to cover 101 yards, and he'll get nothing.
Luckily, it's been Kenny Gainwell running the kickoffs at least, so I would like to see Kenny Gainwell burst one through and give us some good field position.
Yeah, no, it would be great to see some of that happen in the return game. But for right now, it is Gainwell that's back there, and he's going to catch it 2 yards in. We're on track for the 101 return. Kenny Gainwell gets to the 20, and that's about it. So probably, I mean, obviously, now it's hindsight's 20/20, but should have knelt that one. Should have just taken it in the end zone and gotten to the 25.
When was the last time the Eagles actually scored on a return? Do we know that?
Scored on a return?
Yeah, scored on a return.
I was a wee lad the last time. I mean, it feels like it's been a couple of years, right? Jalen Rager punt return against Green Bay from Brad, who's been hanging out at the bar. So there you go.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Ironically, Jalen Rager was the last person to score a touchdown on return. I'm just saying.
I'm not giving him more chances. I'm not giving him more chances, but I am giving Goddard a pass this drive. I'll give John a bone here. Throw the post to Dallas Goddard. Here comes a run up the middle. Boston Scott, who seems to be the lead back today.
I don't understand these 3 tight end formations to start this game.
Well, you can go 3 tight end formation, but you got to throw to those guys. You know what I mean? That's the whole value is the physicality to be able to go, all right, well, we're going to beat you up in the run, and when you commit to that, we're going to go and pass over you.
Like the way they have these formations set up on the previous drive and then now 2 plays into this one, it's almost like they're just building a fortress around whoever's in the backfield with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, so you got a lot of tight ends on the field here too. And it's a fake handoff here. Hurts has plenty of time in the pocket. He rifles one into Smith. Look at this.
Great play.
Throw to Devontae. Good things happen, Taylor.
Yeah.
You love to see it. And how about this, Kyle? Can you pull up the stats real quick? Just keep an eye on – I want to keep an eye on Devontae and where he is today. Because, again, 92 yards gets him past Deshaun Jackson. I'd figure he's got 45.
I know that the first catch was for 30 yards that he had on that first drive. So.
Okay. So Devontae Smith move will keep you posted on. Right now he's got 42 yards. So Devontae Smith gets 50 yards. He's 50 away from being the Eagles' rookie franchise leader for yards in a season. And another handoff here. It's going to be Boston Scott again. So, yeah, Jordan Howard's not 100%. Let's just get that out of the way.
And that's a problem.
No, and I think they kind of knew that going in. The thing about a stinger is you're never going to really know how healthy a guy is until he gets in the game. You kind of see that pain tolerance. You know what I mean? That's all they're doing. They're just seeing how much pain he can take. And clearly it's not as much as they would hope.
Yeah. So that's going to be a problem today. And talking about all that run the ball stuff, it is a little bit of a different equation when it's Boston Scott back there. He's a giant killer. He's not a Washington killer. It's a little bit different. So here we go. Hurts all this time in the pocket. I mean, all day. And Dallas Goedert makes an appearance. Here we go. All right. So Dallas Goedert, big completion down the field here as the clock is going to tick, and we are hitting the end of the first quarter. So we're at the Henry James Saloon. We are hearing a little bit of noise. Some vibes coming around at the Henry James Saloon. We're sitting here. I was eating a buffalo chicken wrap. It was absolutely delicious. They have sweet potato fries, which are like the greatest thing ever. So the food here at Henry James, absolutely amazing. And, of course, we're washing that down with some Liquid Death. And if you haven't had it, this is the most – I don't like drinking my own tap water anymore. I don't like doing it because the Liquid Death is so much better. And for New Year's Eve, I got down on Thursday. I saw my brother. I brought in the whole case, have some drinks Thursday night, get up on Friday. First thing I did in the morning, I had Liquid Death in the fridge. I cracked it open. Later in the day, went for a walk. We all took a can, walked around downtown. It was really nice. But to be able to have that just refreshing, legitimately refreshing mountain water, it's the best feeling ever. And again, it just feels great when you crack the can. Just that little... It's just the best feel. I'm going to be cracking another one in a couple of minutes here. But if you want a case of Liquid Death yourself, liquiddeath.com/bell. That gets you free shipping, by the way, if you go to liquiddeath.com/bell. So make sure you go and check it out. But right now, first quarter, main impressions that I've got, guys. My main impressions, and you can let me know in the comments, too, how you're feeling so far. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, all that stuff. Fourth down miss was devastating, and they really have no plan right now on how to slow down Washington's offense.
Well,
right?
I have this stat from Ruben Frank tweeting, the Eagles have been outscored 35-7 in the first quarter of their last 5 games.
Oh, my God.
That's what I'm saying. This is their
That's
MO.
the story of this past month, is that they can't get going until they're down 7-0, 10-0, 14-0.
Yeah, and it's a really frustrating thing. Let's see. My kids love reading the story of Liquid Death on the side of my cans. There you go.
So good. It's so good.
See,
Sam.
so now you're educating your children. You're educating your children by giving them the can, going, hey, kid, read this, and they can read it out loud, and everybody's happy. But, yeah, like, thinking about where this Eagles team is in the slow starts, you could say a couple of things about it, right? One thing you could say is this is the problem with the coaching staff. They're doing all this game planning, and they can't get it right. They can't get it right. Can't do it early. Can't figure it out. But the other hand of it is they adjust well in game.
That's what I'm saying. It's the second quarter. This is the time of the game where John Barcher usually cries, we put in Gardner Minshew? Are we done? Is our playoff run over? And then by the third quarter, he's like, I was wrong. We're going to the playoffs. Everything is fine. Maybe we should have run the ball. That's what I'm saying. Like, we've seen the same thing week after week after week. Just relax. You know it's going to happen. We're going to come back. We're going to keep running the ball. We're going to make adjustments. We're going to put pressure on them, and they're going to fold. If we keep running the ball with our offensive line as strong as they are, it's going to emasculate their defense, and their defensive line is already heavily irritated.
Yep.
They're very easily irritated. So let's irritate the shit out of them and run the ball down their fucking throat.
Let's go. And, John, feel free to yell back at Barney in the comments. The floor is yours. Here's Hurts with a small throw off to the outside. He hits Boston Scott, and he gets about 5 yards there. So
Good comment from Hitch in the comments saying, one takeaway from me, Hurts looks accurate and sharp. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Hurts has looked good today so far, and Smith's ability to get open today. I mean, just the cutback route alone, like he gives this guy a little shove, definitely did. That's just kind of how the game is at this point. And he keeps getting open, and Hurts is finding him. So that's really what's important here. 2nd and 6, shotgun again. Mix of under center and shotgun for Hurts today. Throws it underneath again.
There
Boston
it is.
Scott breaking down the field here. There you go. That's a little bell ring. That's a little bell ring. I'm not
And
going
to
to go nuts here.
piggyback off that last comment, not only does he look decisive, he is a lot quicker with his reads. I mean, you can see, he's decisive, but he's quick to make the read. And that's the important thing.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, there's space in the field right now. They're making the reads. Everything's smooth. And as John now does point out in the comments, 4 straight completions for Jalen Hurts. So there's that. Boston Scott getting a heavy involvement in the game plan so far. Haven't seen Gainwell in the backfield yet. Jalen Hurts running pressure on his left side. He's running out to the right. He
There
gets
it
Dallas
is.
Goedert. Yes, Dallas Goedert. He's down at what? I want to say like the 5-yard line. We are in the red zone, folks.
And Vince, that's
Things
actually
are moving.
7 straight completions for Jalen Hurts. He's
There we go.
perfect today.
All right, so Hurts is nailing it so far. Yeah, the accuracy's been on point. His movement has been on point. The offensive line's had some problems with the pass rush. Washington's been getting back there, getting pressure, even stopping the run a little bit. But Hurts making some good reads, creating space, and making the throws, guys.
Which might be the reason why there are 3 tight ends out on the field to try to, overcompensate.
All right.
That
Hand
allows
off from
them
the
to roll
Eagles
out
here,
and
and
make those
they
passes.
handed off to Boston Scott up the gut, and there was nothing doing. I mean,
Hey.
not even close to anything doing here. And for Kyle, yes, it looks like you're going to score. Obviously, I mean, you're at the 5 here to start this drive. It's just probably keep pounding this a little bit. I'd roll Hurts out at some point and give him a chance to make something happen with his legs. Dallas Goedert, Smith on a drag, that kind of stuff. But if they went 4 downs before, assuming they get any yardage here from being at the 5 to start this is 4-down territory. They're going to go for it on 4th again. So here's the graphic right now: 60% in the red zone touchdown percentage, and that's 12th best in the NFL. So a lot of talk about the efficiency with this offense lately. They start at the 4. Handoff here to Jordan Howard, who falls over. Oh, Jordan Howard broke through the line.
Just did his
Run
best
that-
Miles Sanders impression.
Run that play again.
Yeah, he just got eaten up by the turf monster there. So, man, yeah. And Barney, I'm with you. I'd fast huddle here.
Jalen
I would
Hurts
just
is
get up
7
to
for
the
7
line.
for 103. Clearly, his accuracy isn't a problem. Just saying, run the ball. It's,
Oh, the hole for Jordan Howard was so
The turf
open.
monster comes out to
and not
play.
to mention, if you run the ball here and he doesn't lose yardage, it's still 4-down territory because I'm completely confident in Jalen
Okay.
Hurts going for a QB sneak.
All right, here we go. So Barney's in for 4th down territory here. Hopefully they don't need that, though. We're talking about, let's see, it's about 3rd and 2 here for the Eagles. Hurts in the gun. He's going to fire. Oh, man. He missed Devontae Smith, who was so open. He was so open, guys. I mean, it's Smith going across the back of the end zone here. And in traffic. Okay, so they tried to create it out of traffic.
Held on that
Smith runs a great route. Oh, he's so open, and Hurts just flat out missed him.
Should have been a flag. I agree with Jalen Hurts there.
Well, you thought he got held a good bit at the top?
There was a lot of contact there around his waist and kind of holding him back.
Man, that's Hurts' first incompletion for the day, by the way, 7 of 8 for 103. So Jalen Hurts has been having a hell of a day. But here we go. It's 4th and goal for the Eagles. They're down 10-0. Hand off to Boston Scott.
Yeah! Let's go!
Yeah! All right. Boston Scott getting the touchdown. Maybe he is a Washington killer. Maybe I had this wrong. Maybe I had it wrong. And here's Prem queuing up the music. Eagles fly on the road to victory. Fight, Eagles, fight. Score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. All right.
Well, this looks real familiar. I'm just saying. Looks real familiar.
Yep. It's starting to feel like the last couple of weeks, everything. We've seen this show. We've seen this movie. It's all on track. So nice return here to form for the Philadelphia Eagles. As the bar, you can hear the little bit of the juice here at the bar here at the Henry James Saloon where we're hanging out in Roxborough. Cheesesteaks are amazing. Buffalo cheesesteaks are amazing. The wings are amazing. Just all sorts of great food down here at the Henry James Saloon. So come on, hang out. If you can't make it this week, next week we will be here. And I'm just going to say it now. For the playoffs, we're going to be here. So come on. Playoffs? Yes. Don't give me that Jim Mora.
Playoffs?
Don't Jim Mora me. There's no Jim Moraing on this show. Okay? It's not happening. We're going to make it. Yeah. So it's Groundhog Day starring Nick Sirianni. 100%, Taylor. That's exactly what this has been. So it's completely ridiculous. Oh, and there we go. Yeah, I can do more Sinatra if you'd like. It's not pretty, but I can do it. So we'll do that. I'll release a Sinatra album in the offseason. That's where your donations go to. If you donate to bellandthebirdmen.com, I'll do a Frank Sinatra album.
Frankie Quinn.
John would watch. So there we go. John doesn't want to be in the studio when we record it because he doesn't want to have it like burst his eardrums, but he would watch. So that's good to know. Now, I'm Vince Quinn, yes, and John Barchett is not with us today. John's at home. Everything, all the best to John and his family. He had to take care of some stuff. He can't make it today. We will talk with him later for the post-game show, so that'll all be coming up later. But for now, I am Vince Quinn. This is Kyle Bennett, joined by the great Pusha Steen, Barney Pearlstein, and we've been taking you through this game so far as the Eagles just get a rallying touchdown as they've been awful to start this game on defense. And they push it to a 7-10 game. So right now we see a little Dallas Goedert on that drive, guys. We see Devontae Smith get some targets on that drive. But the driving force, Boston Scott. Like,
King of New York.
Scott, man.
Big city Bosco.
Yeah. He's reaching, like, cult-level status. You know what I mean? Boston Scott's going to be one of those guys, like,
6th touchdown of the year.
Wow.
I'm just saying, he's one of those guys, when you lose faith in him, he produces more. Every time you don't have faith in Boston Scott, he's always that kind of guy. He's like, okay, watch this. Hold my beer. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, especially in division games. Division games is where he pops off. So,
that's what he does. Is Boston Scott in Jersey territory? Would you get a Boston Scott jersey? How would you feel about a Boston Scott jersey?
I think he's going to be one of those fun, like you said, like cult jerseys that people go and get, like the custom one made. Like once it's all said and done, people will have that conversation piece Boston Scott jersey.
There we go. So, okay. Oh, John's calling for a Washington football team sack fumble on this drive. So we're going to see if John's right on this one. I love it. I love the energy. I love the positive vibes coming from John here. So Eagles kicking off now. By the way, 11:49 here in the second. So we got a long way to go here in the second. Taylor's not getting a Boston Scott jersey. You're not getting one from me, Taylor. You're not getting a gift from me now. It's over. It's gone. I'm sending it back. Okay, I never ordered it, but you get what I'm saying. Let's see. So call security looks like going to be a brawl on the Washington sideline again. Okay, any information you guys have on that, feel free to let me know because I missed that little kerfuffle, you could say. I missed the kerfuffle.
Also, on a side note, the Raiders are up on the Colts 10-0. Just saying.
Okay, and you love to see that?
Hi, Carson.
Love to see that. Carson is playing, but yep, there you go. See, that's about the same vibe, John. You're completely right. Washington in the shotgun. Taylor Heineke, who did start this game. Oh, quick out to Terry McLaurin, who had a couple of blockers there, and he's going to get the first down.
I'm still worried.
You're still worried?
I'm still worried.
Can you get a – okay, hold on.
Out of here.
Defense got to play well.
All right, so Francisco's worried. Francisco, a mess.
So I have a good stat here from Bo Wolf real quick, too. The Eagles have been in 13 or 12 personnel for 15 of their 19 offensive plays so far in this game.
So, wow, it's so weird to think that with Washington being who they are, which is like, oh, bulky, front seven, the greatest front seven ever made, that the Eagles are like, yeah, let's just get super big and try to run against that. So, a little bit weird. Toss to the outside here for Washington. They bring it out to the left-hand side. Really not a whole lot doing. Looks like they fell forward. Patterson got him about 2-3 yards. So, not a major play there. Just a little something, Barney.
I'm calling it now. They don't score another touchdown the rest of the game.
Ooh, Barney.
They might get a field goal. No touchdowns the rest of the game. That's my call.
Touchdown. Okay. So that's interesting. John's calling for a sack fumble on this drive. Oh, Milton Williams.
Get him. Oh, my God.
Oh, man. Milton Williams was staring at Heineke. It was just him and Heineke in the open field. And Heineke just like, whop, whop, and just went right past him. Oh, man. He got like 5 yards out of that when he could have been sacked for 4. That was not quite John's sack fumble. It was in the neighborhood, though. I mean, Williams charges in, gets his hands up so close. Oh, that's a tough.
I mean, Heineke is sneaky athletic, but I mean, that is just sloppy, execution right there.
Yeah, Heineke's an athlete. He can move. That's why, like, he's to me, he's a high-level backup. I get why he's starting for Washington now, but as a backup to Fitzpatrick, I think that's really where he belongs. Let's see, handoff here, up the gut on 3rd down and 3, and there you go. So another first down. Washington just before the 50. Probably, let's say 48 to be really specific. Now, looking at this game, one of the small things that happened just a quarter ago, little bizarre, could be a factor later. Ron Rivera just burning a challenge for 3 yards, which, I mean, it's totally worth it, guys.
I hope it comes back to bite him in the ass. He deserves it.
Yeah, I hope it does too. Oh, that was a Wendell Smallwood carry? Oh, my God. We have a Wendell Smallwood sighting.
Didn't realize he was still in the league.
Yeah, he's still been bouncing around. I think he was on the practice squad. Maybe they elevate him with all the COVID stuff they've had going on, and Gibson not being able to play. So, yeah, no Antonio Gibson today for Washington. Hasn't really hurt him at all. Heineke all day in the pocket here. Nice little dump off to Patterson again.
What are we doing?
And Patterson just scampers. I mean, he gets like an easy 10, 12 yards on that one. That was, just nobody around him. Nobody around him. So, brutal so far. Eagles defense has no answer to this point. Washington's been moving the ball at will. You get the occasional play where a defensive lineman breaks through and gets some pressure on Heineke, but haven't been able to make that big play yet. The one big play they had was the Jannard Avery pick, and that got overturned because Avery decided to deck a receiver in the open field and thought that was okay. So once that happened, he had an interception, and it got called back, illegal contact. It was totally the right call. Another dump to the outside by Washington as the running backs continue to eviscerate the team on this drive. Another first down.
I can't wait for this coaching staff to realize that there are 4 quarters in an NFL game.
Yeah.
You got to play for all of them, unfortunately.
Yeah, they just play for the second half mostly.
Yeah.
It's just crazy that you come in and play like this all the time and fail like this all the time and continue to play like this all the time. I just don't get it. Like, I don't know what the point is.
The true definition of insanity.
What are you trying to accomplish?
Tyler Heineke is also 10 for 10 for 132 yards.
Like, Garrett Gilbert had a good game against the Eagles last time. We made all the jokes, but that guy, for a guy that got signed on the practice squad, off of the practice squad of another team the Friday before a game, he had 4 days to get ready. That was a good game.
He had an okay game. Okay game.
For all things considered, I mean, statistically okay. For the situation, I thought he himself performed well. He looked like he belonged.
And that's just a dumb penalty on Fletcher Cox.
And, yeah, so now we got a penalty on Fletcher Cox. He's shaking his head. Gannon, oh, God, I hate looking at him sometimes.
He's got such a punchable face.
He does. For him to be so cool and calm, and he's got, like, I watched the third Matrix movie last night because, the 4th one's out, so I'm going to be doing that soon. I was watching that. He's got knockoff Neo vibes.
He looks like a boardwalk bike cop.
I was about to say, he looks like that douchebag lifeguard who doesn't let anybody, like, do cannonballs in the pool. Like, dude, if I want to do a cannonball, I'll do a fucking cannonball. Get off my back.
Yeah, and Washington just gets another first down because the Eagles don't seem to have any answers for anything. And here's the best example of that. Taylor Heineke right now, 10 for 10. Heineke's 10 for 10 right now. So that's fun. That's fun. Yeah, great times. So Washington continues to drive down the field like they have every time they've touched the ball so far.
Got to hold no field
3
goal.
drives, 3 long drives for Washington. They now just get inside the red zone. We're going to see if they can capitalize on this one. Heineke fakes the handoff. Pressure.
There it
Oh,
is.
the
There we
pocket.
go.
Oh,
There it is.
Yes. Yes, Josh Sweat.
Pro Bowl alternate, Josh.
There it is. Man. Okay, so
7th sack of the season.
not the sack fumble that John's calling for, but that dream is still alive. Still alive here. A lot of guys got to Heineke on that one, by the way. They're going to credit that to Josh Sweat, who got around, but he bumped into Hargrave, who had a chance at him. Cox fell on Heineke by the time that whole play was said and done. Nice thing to see.
He was touched by a lot of Eagles in that play.
Yeah, and he did this whole, he like wiped his forehead sweat after the fact. I like that he leans into that. Good. Next time he's got to go like smell his armpits and be like, oh, you know what I mean? Now here's Heineke with another short one over the middle. And it was 2nd and 17. It looks like they got back to about the starting stick. So you're looking at 3rd and 10 here inside the red zone for the Eagles. 6-15, 6-14, 6-13. And as you can see, it's a 10-7 game so far. Washington has the lead.
Stack the box. They're playing for a field goal. I guarantee it. Stack the box. They're going to run the ball, stop them, let them kick the field goal.
And that's fine.
I'm
Field
fine
goals
with
are
that.
fine. Field goals are totally fine. And small note for all of this, too. Eagles are going to be getting the ball at the start of the second half. So Washington got this to kick off the game. Again, 3 long drives have just really eaten all the clock off of this one.
Really?
Josh Sweat around the
Get him
corner.
again.
Oh, so close. Heineke bounced off a couple of defenders, rolls to the outside. He throws to the end zone, and it's dropped. It's dropped. All right.
And the cameraman's dead.
Oh, and there's a collision. Oh, my God. The receiver from Washington hit the cameraman. The cameraman's down. The player's really down. I mean, he's writhing on the sideline. He's not moving.
I hate when broadcasts do that and they just focus in on an injured player that's like clearly in pain. Don't show that. Nobody wants to see that.
Wow, all the trainers are coming out to the sideline here now. We're going to get another look at this one, but that was a really bad collision off a play where Heineke made a really good play on that one, too. I mean, the Eagles' defensive line all over him. He, bounced in, ran up and bounced into a couple of defenders and bounced back out and pulled it all the way to the outside. Oh, and they show the footage right now. He runs right into the cameraman, and you think, I mean, guys, those are big, heavy cameras. Those are no joke. It's not like our cell phones are so light, and certain camcorders are really light. But man, to really just slam into the camera like that,
I think that was Ricky Seals-Jones.
Man, that was a really ugly collision. So we'll see where all of that goes. In the meantime, we are hanging out here at the Henry James Saloon. And I'm Vince Quinn. John Barcher not able to make it here today, but he is watching. He is with us in the comments, so John is still popping up from time to time. And yes, make sure you follow us at Bell and the Bird. Twitter's been the main place where we're really active. You can also find us Instagram. We're on Facebook. We have our own Facebook page. And if you just go to bellandthebird.com, you can find everything. So bellandthebird.com, that's where you're going to find us on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, our podcast feed, where all of those shows are. And, of course, donations. Again, your donations help support the show, all the time and energy that goes into getting the equipment to be live at the bar, to be live during the week. All of that takes money. It takes time. And so your donations help support that. They help the Eagles Autism Foundation as well. We go 50-50 split with that money and the Eagles Autism Foundation. So if you want to help us out, you can find us on social at bellandthebird.com or just go to bellandthebirdmen.com, and that's where you can go and donate. Newsletter. Also on bellandthebirdmen.com, Matt Marte has been writing up a storm. And let me bring this up with you guys, because this is an interesting point that Matt raised this week. So he was talking about comparisons for Jalen Hurts. Who do you compare him to? So he threw out, for example, a guy to compare the career and the success and all that stuff is RG3. I was like, I wouldn't have thought of that, but now that he said it, I was like, maybe. He's not on that level. RG3 was electric. He was bona fide, I think, rookie of the year electric that season. But
I don't agree with that comparison for multiple reasons. One, RG3 was not a gym rat like Jalen Hurts is. They're complete opposites personality-wise. RG3 was a me guy. I don't want to look at tape. I'm the shit. I just want to work out on my muscles instead of working out on actually playing football. Jalen Hurts is the complete opposite. Not to mention, RG3 was the second pick of the draft, whereas Jalen Hurts was completely underdrafted or drafted in the late second round.
Yeah.
If I compare him to anybody, I compare him to Lamar Jackson. They were both highly touted in college who were underdrafted in the NFL because people didn't think they would transition well, and they proved everybody wrong with their legs and their decision-making.
Yeah,
So-
and for Lamar, obviously, like Lamar's a generational runner, and Hurts is a very good runner. So, but in the ballpark of that frame, that all makes a lot of sense, especially the underdrafted thing.
He's not Lamar. Lamar is a completely
Lamar's his own unique animal.
His own
Yeah.
specimen
Are they
of
in the
player.
same? If I was like Venn diagramming quarterbacks, does he belong in that same like general circle of the Lamar Jackson diagram? Yes.
Everyone says he's Lamar just because he can run the ball. They're completely different runners to begin
Well,
with.
yeah.
Hurts is a more power runner. He's got thicker legs than Lamar does. He's not even like close to Lamar. I don't even know if there's a true comparison right now for Jalen Hurts. It's still so early in his career
Well, yeah.
that it's tough to really compare him to anybody.
So
right now.
the other guys, like the other comparisons, I mean, Dak is a pretty good comparison. I like early Dak and what he was doing. I think
he's a poor man's Dak. I
Yeah,
could
like
see that.
the style
Yes.
of player. Dak was drafted in the 3rd or 4th round, so middling guy
I think
comes
he's
up.
a better runner than Dak, though.
Might
I'm
be.
just saying, I think
and,
he's better
and
legs
Dak
than
was a
Dak.
better
Better
passer than
passer.
him early, so it's just like that's the thing. You find all these. It's like finding that balance of how it all works out.
I would say he's
Yeah.
a poor man's Dak Prescott.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Dak is one. And then here's the other thing, too. Obviously, we talk about Russ a lot. And there was already, because Seattle's eliminated from the playoffs this year, there's already articles that are now starting to be written, including from Adam Schefter, talking about Russ leaving town
I saw that.
and not being happy with Seattle. He said this week that it might be his last game in Seattle. So we're looking at Russell Wilson already starting the campaign, guys. He's already starting to push his way out of town.
If Jalen Hurts keeps improving on his play, I'm not campaigning. That's all I'm saying. I'm not campaigning for the guy.
I'm not in on the Russ thing. It's too much to give up, one. And two, he's not that he's declining, but he's much older than what you're dealing with. You're going to throw yourself in a situation where you're putting a real hard timestamp on your window with Russell Wilson. And this team, for the most part, they're looking to get younger. They're looking to improve across the board. And if you put Russ into this situation, I feel like you're just accelerating a timeline that's not ready to be accelerated.
Yeah. So and John just said he's Alex Wilson for Hurts, which I assume means he's Alex Smith and Russell Wilson combined. If I'm speaking Barchard properly, I think that's what he's going for. Maybe. And right now, by the way, we're getting into some other threads here because if you haven't seen, there was a cart that was just brought out on the field after a really ugly collision. Wide receiver for Washington collides with the cameraman, and then he hit the padding on the side of the field as he was falling after he hit the cameraman. So just like super ugly, really ugly fall there. And Washington's going to go and kick this on 4th and 11. So they do hit that. What we're looking at is a 13-7 game right now for Washington. 5:36 that's left in the second quarter. And with that being said, I want to bring somebody on that's been hanging out with us. I want to bring Brad on. Brad, you want to come on for a minute? Kyle, if you want to let Brad on for a couple of minutes. And let's read John here. So, by the way, Vince Ray Diddy says Russell did not put the Eagles on either list that he gave the Seahawks. So, yeah, okay. Well, that's pretty interesting to hear then. I'm going to fight Ray Didinger is what it sounds like. I hope he's ready. Ray, I'm coming for you. I will fight you, Ray. I'm very upset with that,
I mean,
and we'll see where that all plays.
Who had Tom Brady on Tampa Bay's radar? Everybody had Tom Brady going to the San Francisco 49ers or like the Raiders or some other California team. Nobody had him going to Tampa Bay. So I'm not saying we should get Russell Wilson, but who cares on whose radar right now? You know what I'm saying?
It's still early and there's plenty
Still
of time,
really
and
early.
Howie's certainly going to try to get in that conversation, even though he might not be there right now. Reports earlier were from Mort, from Schefter that he would be on the table. But joining us now, so Brad's been hanging out with us at the bar. And if you've been listening to Bell and the Birdmen and here for all the live shows, hanging out for the live shows, we've talked a lot about if you're here and you got something to say, we want to bring you on. So Brad's always been he's been hanging out for the last 2 weeks now and been talking a lot of birds with us. So Brad, welcome to the show and thanks for joining us for this drive.
Vince, it's a pleasure. We will call you the Mighty Quinn because your name's now my nickname growing up in baseball was also Quinn because my last name is Cohen. So when you say Cohen real fast, it sounds like Quinn. So my Little League Baseball coach called me Quinn. So we have that in common.
Well, there we go. And I'm going to start going by Cohen now. So there's that. So now I'm Vince Cohen and he's Brett Quinn.
That's right.
We are going to be taking you through this drive here as the Eagles have just received the kickoff and we got a 1st and 10. So 5:36 here in the second quarter. Jalen Hurts in the shotgun. He's been there a lot today. A couple of snaps under center, but generally he's been in the shotgun more often than not. Darius Slay's out on the field again, and they're doing that orbit motion again. And They're not going to go to him, but it's still awesome that they ran it. They throw to Dallas
Oh, no.
Goedert. Oh, no.
He's down.
Okay.
He's down. He's down.
Okay, so yeah, a little out to Dallas Goedert there after the same thing you saw with Darius Slay a couple of weeks ago. Was that against Washington too when they did that Darius Slay play before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
So they run the Darius Slay play again. This time they throw it out to Goddard, and yeah, he gets about 5 yards. He dropped it. So I don't know if they're going to rule that as a drop or a completion. And
I believe it's a completion, and he hit the ground, so it couldn't be a fumble.
all right, so there you go. So 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. 5 minutes on the clock. It's going to keep dropping. So this looks like 5-minute drill. Run the clock as much as you can, score and get the ball at halftime. We're going to see how it goes. Hand off to Jordan Howard, who just doesn't quite seem to have it today.
No, Howard just stepped slow today, and he doesn't seem to have his footing real well either. So when that 4th and 2 play, he didn't have his footing, and he tripped at the goal line on another play. So he's really not at his normal capacity.
Yeah.
Well, his game is to run violently north and south. When you have a runner like that and you're experiencing the kind of pain that he's probably experiencing, it kind of takes away from what your game actually is. It's kind of hard to run north and south when you're in such pain. So I think you're kind of seeing that right now. He's not as effective.
Yeah,
so he's not as decisive.
He lost 3 yards on that one. Now it's 3rd and 8 for the Eagles here. So 3rd and 8. We got 3 seconds left on the play clock. Hurts in the shotgun. That's a false start on Lane Johnson. Are they going to let that slide? I guess they are. Hurts stepping up in the pocket. He's going to run. He's got all the room to get it.
Go!
He's in midfield.
Nice.
Oh, man. Jalen Hurts.
That's a great improvisation by Hurts. He really did a great job there.
Yeah, oh, my God. Just a beautiful run there from Jalen Hurts, making something happen in a situation where he looked like a dead man. So for Hurts to go and convert that on a 3rd and 8, we were wondering about his ankle today. Only 2 runs for 7 yards against the Giants. Makes a really nice cut, and he runs for like 30 yards there. That was beautiful from Jalen Hurts. And now we get the next snap. Quick huddle here from the Eagles. Hurts in the pocket. He's going to get hit. Oh, he spins out of it. What a spin. Jalen Hurts on the run.
And he throws it away. I love it.
Oh, my God.
Doesn't take the sack, gets rid of the ball, no turnovers. That's what you want to see.
He avoided disaster.
Oh, that's not what you want to see.
Yeah, he
that?
Absolutely. And as we talk about that, one of the Eagles linemen is down. We did not get a good look at who that was, but somebody's on the ground writhing in pain. So we're going to keep you updated on that as we get a look here. Oh, it's Nate Herbig.
Oh.
Nate Herbig. So it's Herbig, who's been playing right guard today, as he was trying to hold up the Giants defender, a Washington defender. Hurts, who makes a beautiful spin to get out of trouble and dodge the sack. As he makes that spin, the defender falls off of Hurts and into the back of Herbig's legs as he's locked in on the Washington defender. So, guys, I mean, Herbig out of this game, assuming that happens, where Prince, what's his, not Prince Tegawanago. What's his name? Suo Opeta. That's it. So, probably looking at Suo Opeta coming into this game.
Well, the deal with Suo Opeta is, if you really look at his game, he's a left guard specialist. So if you're going to bring Suo Opeta into the game, you really got to move Dickerson over to the right side, which mid-game, that might be difficult to do. They've done it before, but I'm not saying it's the easiest transition for them to make.
Yeah, and then when you're getting into backups and switching things around and doing it in the middle of a game, like it's a really complicated thing to do. On the table, though, so something to keep a note of here, and we'll keep you posted on that as it develops in the next couple of minutes. So, yep, Suo Opeta is going to be the next guy up, and it's just a question of where he's in. So that's from Dave Zingaro. And right now we're looking at a game. I mean, how about this? Because obviously it's been a rocky game. It's been a complicated game so far. Ultimately, though, vibe's still good. Looking like we're on track. It's just you got to execute on drives like this. Hopefully they can bleed out the clock. Like, if you can get into this half with a lead, you're cruising.
14-13, would look real nice, especially with being so weak on defense early in the game. The fact that we're in the game and we are moving the ball. So that's key. We just have to clean up the defense. We're letting Washington, move down the field too easily. And Heineke is very elusive. It's very hard to get down, and he's making some plays with his feet. And we got to put a little more pressure on him.
Yeah, so right now, and they've had moments where they've done it too. That's the thing, right? Like, there's moments where you see a guy screaming off the edge, and they're in Heineke's face, and he just makes a nice move, or he gets the ball out on time. Like, Heineke's played a really good game so far. He's got, one incompletion, maybe?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the only one was when it dropped in the end zone when the guy got hurt, and he hit the wall.
Yeah.
I think that's his only incompletion.
Yeah, and Hurts has been really sharp today, too. I think maybe his only incompletion, or maybe he's got two, but his only, he overthrew Devontae Smith in the end zone. That was about it. So, yeah, official stat line on Jalen Hurts, 8 for 10, 108 yards so far. So, Hurts has been playing a really good game. I mean, honestly, his legs and his arm right now, they're carrying the Eagles as far as they can go. He's giving it everything he's got right now, and he looks healthy enough to do it. So, really good spot to see from a young quarterback. I mean, look, all the pressure, all of the situations of things people want to see out of Jalen Hurts, to come in for a game like this on the road. I know it's Washington, it's half green in the stadium, but you're on the road. You're trying to lock up a playoff spot. For him to come out and play like this, really encouraging. Really encouraging. So as John's updating, Sua Opeta is in. We're going to get a look in a minute, and we'll see exactly where he's lined up on the Eagles' offensive line. You'd figure it's right guard where Nate Herbig was, but we'll let you know when we get a good look at it. For right now, Jalen Hurts in the pistol. Jordan Howard stepping up next to him here on 2nd and 10. Fake the handoff. Quick pass to Greg Ward. There you go. We get some claps here at the Henry James Saloon. Greg Ward, solid player. Like seeing him get the ball. I'm just a Greg Ward fan, guys.
If you remember, Ward caught the winning touchdown in D.C. a couple years ago in a late season win. I think it was in overtime against D.C., if you remember, with Carson Wentz threw it.
Oh, yes. And you loved it. Like, that's the thing, man. Greg Ward is to me, he's clutch.
Yeah.
Like, he's one of those guys, I just trust him with my life. I know he's had a drop here or there, but ultimately he's a really good player. 3rd and 2 for the Eagles here on the Washington side of the field. Hey, fake handoff from Hurts. Oh, he's got a lot of pressure in the pocket. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Jalen Hurts jumps up to throw the pass, stops mid-throw, spins around while he's on the defender, and keeps running somehow. He still loses a yard or two, but my God, that was horrifying.
I don't know why he held on to that ball.
The hand strength to hold on to a ball like that, that's crazy. That's completely insane. My God. So, all right. Well,
they're
now
probably going to have to punt here because they can't afford to turn it over here and let Washington have a short field and go down and get up 2 scores. So I think they are going to punt.
Yeah, so Eagles going to punt here, 4th and 4, and it's a shame. I mean, you were on your way to getting to the Washington 40, so you were looking at a really good chance to get points.
Nice.
Wow, nice. Okay, nice kick by Sipos the God. And Scott, I always forget his name. It's, what is it? Josiah Scott, that's it. So Josiah Scott downs that ball at the 5. So Washington's got to go to the whole field here. 2:06 left in the game. Washington leading 17-3 right now.
And one other thing, Vince, to also take into consideration, the Eagles are going to get the ball to start the second half. So the fact is, even if they don't score, on this possession where they just punted, they're going to get the ball first. And if they can pin them down there, maybe they can come away with a field goal before the half if we can pin them down there. Otherwise, we'll go down 13-7 with the ball first in the second half.
Yeah, so right now you're still in a decent situation, as much as frustrating right now. Obviously, you want to see the Eagles ahead. There's a lot on the line here. But Taylor's smelling a pick back at the studio. We'll see if he's right. As Washington on this one, they're going to hand it off to start. And they get, oh, my God, he got like 8 yards. But, God, TJ Edwards, like, full force flying lariat, like slammed him with a clothesline there.
And that's what you want to see. You want to see high energy from their defensive players. Even though they're in bullshit play calling that allows them to be as passive as fuck, they're still seeing high energy plays from our defensive players, even when they're in zone. So let's go. Keep up the energy.
TJ Edwards has had and I don't like to slam guys, but he's had a very poor game today. He does not read and recognize things, and he gets caught in the traffic too often. And even when he's making tackles, it's 8 or 9 yards down the field, like on that last play. And this is why he was an undrafted player, and the Eagles really are kind of searching for a middle linebacker, and they really should be looking to get a key player in that middle of the defense. It's a weak spot, even though he's had some tackle games where he's had high tackles. They're not in key situations. They're down the field. So it's misleading statistics.
Yeah, so for Edwards, that's the thing. Like, he's a really good athlete, and I think he's a guy that belongs as a starting linebacker. But if he's your best linebacker, you're not in good shape. No. Like, ultimately, it needs to get better. And it's tough because you want to see Davion Taylor. Haven't really seen him much this year. He got a couple of games as starter, then he gets injured. Haven't seen him since. So for the limited Davion Taylor stuff, everybody else, like Sean Bradley, seems pretty cemented as a special teamer guy. He's not bringing anywhere. Singleton is a fill-in guy, and he should be a backup linebacker for you. So they haven't addressed it. But here's the truth. I mean, even if they keep 3 firsts, even if they traded for a 4th, they're still not drafting a linebacker in the first round. I just don't believe it.
As long as Howie is making the picks, you're probably right, because Howie just doesn't believe in linebackers are that important. But
no.
While other teams certainly do. Look at Dallas. Parsons has been the best rookie defensive player in the league this year.
Yeah.
And they had Van Der Esch, who was before his injury.
Yeah, and he had some injuries coming in too, but it hasn't worked out. And that's the frustrating thing, or the interesting thing about all this, right? Because Dallas has gone in on the linebacker. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You have to prioritize certain positions over others. You have to. You just can't. You can't draft and develop everything. So it's what is the philosophy? And I guess part of it is and I don't know if this moves the needle at all. Does Jonathan Gannon care about linebackers? How much does he care about linebackers? Is he going to push for the Eagles to draft linebackers, sign linebackers? I have no idea.
If you remember back in the day, the Eagles were drafting 26th and the Ravens were Eagles were drafting 25th. Ravens were drafting 26th. The Eagles passed on Ray Lewis, and Baltimore at the 26th pick took Ray Lewis, one of the greatest mistakes of all time, because he went on to be maybe one of the greatest linebackers in NFL history.
Yeah, no, Ray Lewis, absolutely incredible. He probably would have stunk here. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he would have had Jim Johnson. He would have been a machine. We would have never had Trotter. But we are back with game action here after the 2-minute warning. Washington with the handoff on 2nd and 2. They only get a yard. So 3rd and 1 here. And for the Eagles not calling it timeouts, they're going to let this ride, which I'm okay with. You're going to let this ride right now. You're getting the ball at halftime anyway, and you're going to have 3 timeouts. If you get the stop, you're going to have 3 timeouts to be able to go down the field and try to get some points on the board. So 20 seconds left on the play clock here. And by the way, cameraman's all right. From that ugly collision earlier, they showed him standing up. Looks like he's still going to work. Can't even give the guy the rest of the game off. Poor guy.
Well, someone's got to film that.
Yeah, so 3rd and 1, Heineke in the gun. And, man, an Eagle burst through the line. Alex Singleton, like a missile, just right through the line, but he missed the tackle.
That seems to be the MO of this defense. They're great at getting through the line, but they suck at wrapping the guy up. What is that? Like, I get you can't practice tackling in practice anymore, but you got to do something. Like, this arm tackling shit is not working anymore.
Singleton's missed a lot of tackles already today, and that's why he was not, a high draft pick or anything like that. He's not the greatest player. And where did he come from? The Canadian Football League?
Yeah, CFL guy.
CFL. So, he didn't have the pedigree coming out. So, the fact we needed somebody, and he did actually well in the Canadian Football League. He's not a top quality NFL linebacker.
Yeah, like he had a point last year. I think it was last year when they first brought him on. There was a point where it was like, Alex Singleton is pretty fun, and I think he belongs on an NFL team. But yeah, it's just the over-reliance on Alex Singleton.
I think he was actually in the NFL before he was in the CFL and XFL. I think he had like a brief stint on a couple different teams, got passed around, never really made an actual team, a couple different practice squads, fell out of the NFL, then came back. But I mean, he is still what he was. So
yeah. So looking at where all this stacks up now, just because we got like about 1:20 left in this one, Washington has not been trying hard to score here. They've just been running the ball. They've basically given up on this half, which is dumb. But now they're stepping back and throwing. Heineke just throws a swing pass to the outside, tackled inbounds. Is Washington going to even bother with a timeout?
No, they're not trying to win this game
unless they make a big play and then they feel they can get a field goal. Yeah. But if they're going to go short, they're going to just let the clock run.
Yeah, and they certainly are. So 52, 51, 50. It's 2nd and 4. Washington's on their side of the field. They're not playing for a field goal right now. I mean, they're just. I really don't know. They're handing off again. Yep. So Washington's playing for the half, which is great. You're going to be looking at 3rd and 2 here. Clock can tick out right now. So it's a question of Washington if they even bother to take the snap, if they're just going to run to the locker room.
Somebody called a timeout.
Yeah, now the clock stops at 34 seconds. Are they really just going to call a timeout now?
This doesn't make a lot of sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Well, I can't imagine the Eagles. I mean, maybe they're going to call it, and they're going to try to get the ball back and see if they can steal.
Washington called it.
Washington called it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we could stop them here, we can get a punt, and there's a chance we can get a field goal here.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, Rager had a big return last week, and also Wendell Smallwood had the carry on that last play. So when he got hit, the numbers flew off of his helmet. Like the numbers on the side of the helmet, it just got obliterated.
We'll have to call the decal company because somebody's using bad adhesive.
They just wanted to reuse the helmets for when they changed the team name and the logo in a couple years. They're like, maybe we could just reuse these by putting on cheap decals and logos.
Yeah, so Washington runs. They get a first down. I don't know what the point is. There's 35 seconds, or there's 20 seconds left, or 30 seconds. I can't speak. 30 seconds, and they're at the 35.
Vince, they have one timeout left. So if they can get a big pass play and lose that last timeout, field goal kickers can kick them from 60 yards these days. They can get it possibly a 60-yarder. So, the fact that they have one more timeout in their pocket, they can make a pass play here and still possibly get a field goal attempt.
Yeah, they have a chance. And they've been able to get a couple of passes down the field, too. That's the thing. It's like looking at Washington, generally it's been the underneath stuff that they've been leaning on the most, but they've gotten some 20, 25, 30-yard passes down the field today. Heineke's been pretty sharp as well. Again, right now, he's 12 of 13 for 143. So Heineke's playing a pretty good game. It's a question of how aggressive are they going to be here. So 28 seconds on the clock, 1st and 10. Heineke throws across the 50, and it's caught. It's caught. So
I don't
ticking.
understand. Why be aggressive now? Why play for the field goal now? Why not with 2:04 left?
It's such terrible clock management. I mean, if they were playing a smarter game, they could have tried to score a touchdown on this drive and would have been in the neighborhood to do it. But they wasted maybe 40 seconds, 40 to a minute 20.
Yeah.
Like they wasted a lot of time on a couple of plays where they really didn't have to.
Steven Nelson has also not been playing a very good game today. He's given up plays on the outside. He gave up that pass. He really needs to play much more aggressive in the secondary than he has been.
And that's kind of what you want out of the Eagles anyway, right? You want aggressive play. They don't seem – Gannon's not really into that. We'll see what they're going to do here. Washington just burned their final timeout. So we got 23 seconds left
they can use
here in the second quarter.
Here.
So Heineke back in the gun. He throws it over the middle of the field. It's caught. He's down in the middle of the field here, though, so not out of bounds. It's 1st and 10, but they're all scrambling.
They can clock the ball down, and then they can still kick a 54-yard field goal, so it's possible.
And that's what they do with 11 seconds left. So 11 seconds left. Washington clocks it, and 13-7 game right now. So if they hit it, obviously complicates things a little bit. It's a 2-score game at that point. No 2-point conversion is going to get you there. So for Washington, it's still highly valuable for them getting this field goal here. But you just how do you get here? I just don't understand Ron Rivera. I mean, a challenge for 3 yards in the first quarter for no reason. I mean, just totally arbitrary 3-yard challenge on a first down play. Now they dink and dunk and waste all this clock, and then they decide to go for it. Now they're going to go for it again because they left too much time on the clock because they have no idea what they're doing. They're a terrible football team. They're going to throw this down the field. Heineke lobs it out of bounds and just wasted time. So
what is happening?
You know what it is? They didn't want to give the Eagles a punt return or a kick return. That's all I got.
There's not going to be a 54-yard. There's not going to be a return on a 54-yard field goal because they're going to kick it far enough. But the Eagles knew that if they kept them in bounds, that the clock's going to run out because they were out of timeouts.
Yeah.
So the Eagles were just covering the sideline there, but now they threw it out of bounds, and they still have enough time to line up and kick this field goal.
Well, what I mean is is a kick return after the fact. You know what I mean? So you kick this, but here's the thing: you can burn clock all you want. There's 6 seconds. Most that goes off on a field goal is 4.
He can reach this.
And he can. But even if he does, the Eagles are still going to have 2 seconds. So the Eagles should have time to still return a kick. They just ran a play that didn't get any yardage, and they just, I don't know.
Eagles called a timeout before the kick, so it will be kicked again, and he's going to have a 55-yarder. And usually when you give the guy the second chance, it's just like when you're putting on the green. When you miss that 10-footer the first time, and then everybody walks off the green, and you hit it again, it's almost always in the hole.
Yeah, no, it really is how it goes because, okay, what's the worst thing that could happen? I could go out here and I could miss the kick. And then they miss the kick and they're like, oh, I missed it already. Okay, that's not so bad. And then they just go out and hit it.
He could miss it twice, though.
So here we go. 6 seconds left on the clock. Washington with a 55-yarder, and it's got the distance, it looks like. Yeah, that's down the middle. All right. So, and like I said, so 16-7 right now, Washington. 1 second on the clock. So they are going to get a chance for a return here. You figure it's a squib and nothing's going to come of this, but it's just bad clock management. They just can't do it.
The problem with that is also when you ice him, you allow him to kick twice, which actually gives him an advantage because now he can see what way the wind's blowing. He can change the trajectory on his kick. He can make, correct mistakes that he made on that first kick.
Absolutely correct.
So why would you give him a second chance to correct any mistake he made on a 55-yard kick?
Decision making by Sirianni.
People are like, oh, the wind's like leaning a little bit left on that kick. I see that now because I kicked it all the way right. Let me adjust that or do whatever kickers do to adjust, and clearly made the adjustment. So,
all right. So, let's see what Washington does here. Again, you got to figure it's going to be a squib, and we'll just get into halftime, and we'll start reacting to everything that happened in the first half. In the meantime, just want to say thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Henry James Saloon. We always have a blast here on Sundays. The food is amazing. The staff is very friendly. And when we meet people at the bar, we bring them on, like Brad here. So Brad's been hanging with us. He's been with us for the past couple of weeks, so we brought him on this week. And we got plenty more to come throughout the rest of the day. But here is the squib. And let's see, Kenny Gainwell he dives on it. They're going to down it. We've hit halftime. So, Brad, as we hit halftime, just want to say thanks for joining us on the show. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure to contribute. I will be here next week also. If you need my football insight, I'm always here to help you and add something to your show. You have a great show, and I hope your viewer viewership is growing as each day goes on. It's a good show. You guys are good guys, and I'll always be supportive of it.
All right. Well, yeah, Brad, thank you so much. Thanks for hanging with us here at the bar.
My pleasure.
I'm going to give you a little bell ring. That's
My
a little
pleasure.
bell ring for Brad. It's Brad hanging out with us here. Let's get Francisco in on the
Thank
show.
you, Brad. Appreciate it.
Mr. Negativity, who I've kept off the show for so long today. So watch the cables there.
It's Mr. Truthful.
Oh,
That's what you want.
Mr. Truth, Mr. Negativity.
Truthful is
You're
back.
Mr. Negativity today, and it makes me sick. Someone asked Barchard, when is the tank going to start? Oh, man. But Bobby Dubs from the group chat following fire and missiles at John, who's also in the chat today. So that's it. We got multiple layers of programming here for you live on the live
We
stream.
love it. We need the diversity. Come on.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what
it's,
makes us great.
it's good.
That's
It's
what makes
it's
this
a really
podcast
busy
amazing.
thing. But no, talk to me, Francisco. It's
Yes.
been a little while since
Yes,
we
it
had you.
has.
So you've seen a good bit of football now. Some good things, some bad things. Where do you sit?
Taylor Heineke has too much time. He's way too comfortable out there. I like what I see from the Birds every now and then, but it's the red zone offense right now. They need to, get it up there, punch it up the gut, and they haven't been able to do that. So there's on the positive side, it is halftime. Last two games, they've been terrible in the first half. Second half, here we are. This is where they're going to shine. They can still win this game. I still have them winning this game.
Okay.
Still have them winning.
I'm going to ring the bell for
But
that.
There's a chance they could lose. Taylor Heineke, they need to put a little pressure on him, get him uncomfortable. He looks too confident out there, man.
Yeah. All right. So Francisco from the chat, by the way, Marianne's mad at you.
Why?
Marianne is wondering. She's not mad, but she's definitely questioning. Explain the Falcons.
So it was, as y'all know, it was my birthday. Let's say the 2nd.
Yes.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes. Happy birthday,
thank you.
buddy.
I appreciate it. But 2 days ago was my birthday. I was in KOP, King of Prussia Mall, and I was in the Rally House. I don't know if you guys are aware of that store.
I didn't really. Good story.
And I saw the Mike Vick jersey up there. That's a classic. And there's a Kelly Green Eagles jersey that I wanted, which is a Mike Vick on Mitchell and Ness, but that's sold out within like a minute. So you got choices. It's been sold out for the last 6 months. This is a classic. This is probably the most popular jersey in the early 2000s. I love it. And Vick was great here. Vick was great with Atlanta. He's a legend.
Yeah, I'll say the Falcons Vic jersey has aged well. I guess
It has. It
because
absolutely
I
has.
mean I don't know. It's a little complicated, but yes, I get where you're at.
sure.
I get where you're at with all that. So
And he was a bird. He was a
all
bird,
good.
man. He played great for the Birds. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well,
No,
to
he did.
shout out John Madden again, my favorite player all time to play with in Madden was Falcons Michael Vick.
He was
Hands down,
impossible to stop.
He was impossible to stop.
Him,
So
Devin Hester,
Yeah.
in Madden 08, he had 100 speed.
Yep.
You put him back there for the power kick returns, it was over.
like the
It was
Birds are my
over.
squad, but on Madden it was that Falcons squad because of Michael Vick. So
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no, it was, and
Absolutely.
thinking about all those Madden teams, the Eagles had a lot of fun Madden teams, like Deshaun and
absolutely.
Macklin and Shady and all those guys. But
Oh my
let's
God.
go to Brandon real quick. 'Cause he's totally right. I want to meet the NFL people who thought Gannon was a great defensive coach. Guys,
Exactly.
the defense is it's not getting it done today now.
Because what did I say earlier in the show? I said they were playing practice squad quarterbacks. Jake Fromm, Garrett Gilbert, Trevor Siemian. He's not a practice squad quarterback, but he's not good. All right. They're facing all these quarterbacks. Yeah, they were good. They were doing what they were supposed to do. I get that. But now you're facing a decent quarterback, and we're watching what's happening in front of our eyes.
Yeah, Heineke's been great today. I mean, he's been really sharp. He's made good plays, and the one bad play that he makes, John Avery throws that away because he makes a terrible play and tackles a wide receiver in the open field. Can't exactly do that when they haven't caught the ball. So, yeah, for right now, seeing the defense get roasted like this, it's frustrating as hell, man. I mean, it's just so annoying because you have these moments where, like, oh, here's Derek Barnett through the line, and it's just like, nope, there goes Heineke. It's it's just the endless frustration of this game so far is killing me.
But my whole thing is like, okay, Heineke's not a great quarterback, but he's had these type of games, is he not? It's not like we're all surprised, like, oh my God, Taylor Heineke, never done this before. No, he's done it this year. He's not terrible. He's aight.
Yeah,
okay.
he's a good, like, if you need a bridge guy, he's a bridge guy. If you need a high-end back, like you're a championship team and you want a high-end backup,
right.
I think he fits that mark pretty well too, but he's showing it today. I mean, he's really played a good game against the Eagles.
Not good timing
Washington.
for the Birds, man.
No,
Good
it's
timing.
not.
It's terrible timing.
But
and Kyle Allen is not playing today, by the way. That's a done deal.
Here's the thing. Let's look ahead a little bit, right? Because you think about Washington and you think about, like, Dallas, you pretty much know what everything looks like over there. They're pretty set in stone.
Right.
Giants committed to Daniel Jones
for another year
and Joe Judge for another year.
Right.
Okay. Now, Washington. Do you run another year of Taylor Heineke?
No,
I
just
would.
because he had one good game. Or just because they have a good game against the Eagles, that doesn't mean anything. Nah.
Okay, so you would move on. Barney, you move on too?
No, I would actually go for another year of Taylor Heineke. The
Okay.
worst case
Really?
scenario is they keep acquiring draft picks, which are to continue to build your team. And unless the only way I'm going quarterback next year, if you're the Washington Redskins, if you're absolutely confident there's a quarterback in the draft that you think is better than Taylor Heineke that you think is worth investing in.
Maybe is Kenny Pickett that guy? I don't know.
If they
Just
really
because he's a
believe
second-round
that,
guy
but what
doesn't mean
I'm saying is like you're not getting like a Russell Wilson, like not to the Washington, Washington
Right.
football team. So
Right.
unless you feel like investing in the draft on a quarterback, why wouldn't you just continue building your team like you are?
Yeah.
I agree
Throw
with that.
Heineke out there for another year and just see what happens.
Okay,
Kinda
and I'm good
the
with
same
that.
thing as the Birds, right? Like I
Yeah.
think we can all agree Jalen Hurts gets another year. Probably the same thing with Heineke, maybe. I wouldn't love to go with him, but probably invest draft picks in other areas you need. And maybe you look at next year, Bryce Young's coming out of the draft. We know how good he's going to be. We'll see how the draft's going to be next year with quarterbacks.
All right, so look at
maybe
this. I
similar.
mean, not great news right now. So live odds, this coming from the Taylor Sportsbook. But Eagles live odds +3 right now. So not great. And
Jeremiah
Marianne's obviously right, and that's the thing. You need to win this game. Like, I don't care about anything else that's going on. I know you got to worry about San Francisco. You got to worry about Green Bay tonight, and we want to get into all that stuff. I mean, the plan is today to do another broadcast later tonight. We'll continue live streaming. We'll head back to the studio. Me and John are going to talk a little bit later. We'll get him in through StreamYard. So we're going to be hanging out a lot tonight. But it's got to start here. You got to win this game. You got to figure everything out as you're fighting for that back-end playoff spot. The Saints are right there. They've been able to stabilize a little bit with all the problems they've had, all the injuries everywhere, starting guys like Ian Book. I mean, they're still not out of it yet. So you got a lot to fight for still. And this is a game you got to win. Like, this is for everything that's going on this season, all the ups, all the downs. You have an easy, obvious beat Washington in Washington. You're effectively in if you do it. And I don't know. I mean, I still think they're going to do it. I still think they're going to win today. But being down 16 to 7 at halftime, it's just like, man, this sucks.
Right. We get the ball. We get the ball to start the second half. That's big, man. Set the tone.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do. Get down the field and score.
Well, yeah.
There's no playing around right now.
So let's talk about the offense, because we talked a lot about the defense, and obviously I get they got a lot of problems. Generally, it's been bad.
Right.
Let's talk about the offense in terms of right now the best thing they've had going is Boston Scott.
Right.
Yeah.
Boston Scott, they've given him a couple of swing passes, some runs up the gut. Jordan Howard has not been effective today.
Not too well.
So Boston Scott's been the guy that's really leading it's him and Hurts. Like Hurts with his legs making a lot of stuff happen.
But I think the play calling could be a little better too, though. Remember the 4th and 2? I was telling Prem, he was telling me, run the ball. I said, no, don't run the ball. You're out of the shotgun, throw it. Washington's going to expect that. And they did. Howard got 1 yard, and we didn't get the first down. So I think the play calling has to be a little better. Run the ball, man. But I'm going to keep going back to that. But
run the ball's part of it. But
yes,
Dallas Goedert's got what, 1 grab today?
I think that's a bigger issue
maybe
than
two?
not running the ball.
Does he have maybe two?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah,
up right now.
I want to see the numbers on Dallas Goedert when you get them. Devontae Smith has 2 for 42.
3 for 37 for Goddard.
Oh, 3 for 37. So he's been doing better than I thought today.
Yeah.
Like you got to keep that pace up. It's him, it's Smith, it's shots down the field here and there. Like you just need that in offense, period. But they've been able to get those plays when they're available today. So with Hurts being as sharp as he is, you got to capitalize on that.
Man, look, 9 for 11, 110.6 quarterback rating, 3 rushes for 35 yards. We were talking about the rushing attack with him. He's doing what he has to do, and the ankle looks okay.
Yep,
which is important.
So let's check in with John, who's yelling at all of us right now. Running hasn't been working. Why? I'm just going to be John for a second. Why would you guys do this? This isn't 1985. Ron Rivera's on the other sideline. This isn't the Chicago Bears. We don't need to do this. I don't see Miles Sanders. I don't see Jordan Howard really doing anything today. Half the runs are getting stopped.
Tell him, John.
That's right.
Passing is working right now.
That's right. You got to throw the post.
No, we
throw
know the blueprint to this team.
My John impression itself is terrible, but throw the post, okay? Throw the post. It's so he wants to get it down the field like that. And generally, again, when they've taken the opportunities to go like that, it is working all right. And Kyle's with him. Here's Kyle right now saying, "Hey, I'm with John." So
wait. So throwing the ball has done what? 7 points?
Well, he's
7 points.
He's 8 of 10, and he's getting completions and he's sharp today. Right? You can't blame him for the full 7 points when the play calling's been suspect, and really the moments where they failed in crucial situations, it has been the run game. Jordan Howard, who falls when he had an opportunity to burst through to get a first down. Jordan Howard falling when he has a chance to go and get a touchdown. I mean, that lane was open. He could have pushed through on that 4th that they were going for 4th and goal. So like,
but why is he out
4th
there
and
on
2?
like 1st and 2nd downs though? I feel like I'm seeing like Boston Scott more. Not that he's playing well today, but like I'd rather have Jordan Howard on those first couple of downs
because Jordan Howard is not healthy enough to take those in between tackles.
That might be true. And
look at it like this.
You're right.
Why is Jordan Howard effective? Because he can run north and south.
Right.
Decisively without worrying about getting hurt or tackled. He can't really do that when he's in pain. No, what I'm saying, he's not as effective as he normally is because he's worried about getting hurt. He's worried about that pain tolerance. But because of that, you got to find different ways to use him and the other running backs on the field.
So what other ways are you going to use him if you're not going to use him north-south? Because Vince will tell you he's not good outside
for
of that.
starters, let's see some more of that pony offense with Boston and Jordan Howard in the backfield. And that way you have the option to use Boston Scott or Jordan Howard or whatever the defense dictates.
Well, also,
is
Kenny Gainwell dead? Did he die?
I don't know.
Did they forget about
he's
him?
Been dead for like 2 months.
Is he getting water
he's
when
just
the
not an
offense is on the
effective
field?
rusher? He's not an effective rusher.
Yeah, but like
I
don't know. Because one of the things they did at the very beginning of the season that I liked about Gainwell that got me really excited, they lined him up in the slot. Like, do that. Give me that. I would like to see more of that. Greg Ward had a nice easy completion for about 8 yards. So, like, there's some stuff that I think you've got elements of success. I wouldn't say the Eagles' offense is awful. It could be better. But the main thing right now is Washington has done such a good job of long drives. Like, this is more of a defensive problem than an offensive problem for me, for sure. It's just when you're getting 8-9 minute drives again and again and again, you just haven't had chances. So you had one where you went for it on 4th. You didn't get it. You have another one where you are able to go and score a touchdown. And then they had the other drive where they were going to kick a field goal, I think, and they blew it. And they had to go and punt instead. So it's been okay offensively, but it's just Washington's been efficient with all of these super long drives. But here we go. Marianne's with me. Kenny Gainwell needs to get the ball in the passing game. They also need to use Greg Ward. Because let me ask you this, guys. The tight ends, how good are they as a group? How good are they? How good are they? Kyle's got his thumb down. And right now I'm with him.
It's Goddard, and then it's Jack Stoll and who else? Who's the other
Goddard, Jack Stoll, Tyree Jackson.
And he doesn't ever get playing
time. Well, they do. I mean, today, those guys have been on the field a lot today. They've decided that something about 3 tight ends was going to be a way to go, and I don't see it. I really don't see it.
Here's the reality of the situation. What would you rather run right now, 3 receivers or 3 tight ends? What's more effective for this offense?
3 receivers. I'd go 3
Do you
receivers.
really think so?
And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Just write tight end if it's tight end or wide receiver. It's receiver.
The reason why I say 3 tight ends is because it gives you the opportunity to play action passes, which they're best at. When you have 3 tight ends and 1 wide receiver and 1 running back, you have the ability to do a play action pass at Devontae Smith. You can run the ball.
And they're better at Dallas Goedert, right?
They're better at blocking. You have 3 receivers who blocking is not their specialty. So when you have 3 tight ends on the field, it gives you way more options of what they like to do. Gets creative, as John likes to say.
Yeah,
so you can still pass with 3 tight ends on the field, especially Devontae Smith.
Well, you can, but Jack Stoll's caught maybe 3 passes all year. Tyree Jackson's had maybe a catch, and they talked a lot about him before the season. The hype train was strong for Tyree Jackson. I bought in. I was suckered on it. They got me.
Well, that guy can't block. That's why he's on the field. If he could block, he'd be on the field. And that's kind of the point I'm trying to make. Is if you have 3 tight ends, it might not be sexy, but guess what they do? They block. And when you have an offensive line like you have right now and 3 tight ends, your strength is run blocking right now.
Well, it should be, but they're not effective in that today. So, it's not working today.
Well, that's what brings me back to trust the process, not the results. If you keep on with the process, you trust the process, eventually you're going to get positive results. If you keep running the ball, you stick with it. You don't want to keep doing it sparingly. When you do it sparingly, you can't get rhythm. If you're decisive about it and you make the decision to commit to running the ball, you're going to see more positive results. It might not be the first quarter, but guess what? 3rd quarter, 4th quarter, when that defensive line is tired and irritated and throwing punches at each other, guess what? It's working.
Well, let's see what happens here, right? Because we're starting the 3rd quarter. Eagles do have the ball. Kickoff's been done. It went out of the end zone, so we're starting at the 25. Again, it's 16-7 Washington. And we got Hurts in the shotgun again here. So Hurts in the shotgun, Quez Watkins across the formation, and Washington's coming. Little dump-off screen to Dallas Goedert. Okay.
I like it.
Nice, easy play. I know we had some people in the comments earlier that were begging for the screen earlier, so you get a screen right off the bat there. Nice, easy completion to Dallas Goedert. Blocking's there on the screen. He gets about 8 yards. So 2nd and 2 for the Eagles to start this. Again, we are at the beginning of the second half, live at the Henry James Saloon. Now, looks like, so 3 wide receivers here, and they got to the line pretty quick. So it looks like this is going to be a tempo drive. which I love to see out of them here. You got to shake things up a little
There
bit.
you go.
Boston Scott
I like it.
gets a handoff
it.
and shoves the
Bulldozers.
guy over. See, there we go.
Bulldozer.
See, that's right. John 11 and tempo. As Brad's heading out of the bar, appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming out. Birthday party. He's got to go. He is the birthday party right there.
That's
So
what we call
that
a
was me.
stiff arm. You didn't see it because he has really little arms, but it was a stiff arm.
all right, so Eagles, here we go. They're ready at the line of scrimmage again. 20 seconds left on the play clock. Jalen Hurts was set to go. We're getting down to 15 on the play clock now. He's about to take the snap. Here you go in the gun. Fake handoff. He pitches to the outside to Watkins, who fumbles it all
Is that
over
a
the place.
fumble?
I think there was an incompletion,
I think
but
it's incomplete.
Watkins stayed with
He
it, which he needs to
in front
do.
of him.
So it looked like it was forward, but you don't risk it with that. Good
Right,
on Watkins, even though he dropped it. And I don't think it was a great throw either. But good on no. Yeah, it wasn't a good throw.
It wasn't a great throw.
Wasn't a
but
good
wasn't
throw.
awful, but it
Caught
was- yeah.
caught his fingertips, but it's not like he's running full speed. It was one of those things where he's kind of jutting out to get it, and he couldn't get it. So bad throw by Hurts on the screen, but good on Watkins to make sure he covered that up. You don't want to have dumb turnovers like that. 2nd and 10 for the Eagles here. So trying to shake things up, tight end screen, little tempo, another screen to Quez. They're trying to get back to, I don't know, Eagles passing fundamentals, which I don't like all that much, but if it's getting you yards, so be it. Play action to Boston Scott here. Hurts all day in the pocket, all day. And he hits Scott on the sideline. Scott wide open. He's going to burn a defensive lineman that had to come out and cover Boston Scott. That was such an easy matchup. And Boston Scott gets, 20 yards on that one, guys?
He did.
That's what I'm saying. Make it easy. Make it simple on yourself. Don't overthink it. I can't say that enough. When you overpass, that's when you run into mistakes because you're forcing yourself to pass. Because you feel like, I got to pass. You don't have to pass. You know what I mean? It's a 9-point game. We have 2 quarters of football
Right,
left.
I agree.
Well,
Slow it down.
Yeah, I mean, you pass where it's open. Right now, the underneath stuff has been really open today,
They
and
are
that's something
throwing the
they
ball.
need in general as an offense. Here goes Hurts deep.
Oh,
Hurts deep.
oh!
Oh, man.
Oh.
He overthrows Devontae Smith. Smith was open on that. Oh, man.
Can I get a pass interference call on that, please?
Nah, yeah, there's
Nah,
no
it's not
flags.
going. No
And
PI.
Smith's not gesturing for anything either, but he took a shot down the sideline. And I'll say this, that for all the problems with Hurts and the arm strength, for that one, he overthrew Devontae Smith. I'm okay with that.
That's
There's
fine.
a hand right there.
I'll take an overthrow rather than an
PI.
underthrow.
Hold on, you're saying there's PI?
I think a little
No,
bit.
there was
It's
not.
close. It's close.
They let a lot fly these
No.
days,
That's close.
which generally I like them when they let it fly more.
Yeah.
I just think it's better for the game.
You're right.
I agree too.
Let's see here.
Overall.
So 2nd and 10 for the Eagles on this one. And Jalen Hurts, he's getting a handoff. He's going to Jordan Howard, who runs on the
Oh, there
right-hand
you go.
side. And Howard, that was his best play of the day.
Oh yeah,
so-
he had a lot of room there.
Yeah,
Big hole. I could have ran
yeah.
through that hole. Come
No,
on, now.
well, he could have. And there we
I
go.
could've.
See, I like this Jordan Howard hate now coming over here. Okay.
It's not
Now-
hate.
Yeah,
I'm just
who
saying.
is this guy?
I'm just saying.
So,
Who is this
so
guy?
I'm
6
evaluating
yards.
what I just saw. I said I could run through that hole.
Yeah, so
That's all it is.
6 yards there for Jordan Howard. So it's going to be 3rd and 4. Now, for the Eagles, you're on Washington's side of the field, and
Right.
we're talking about 4-down territory again. It's getting really interesting here. So let's see what the Eagles do. Right now, shotgun for Jalen Hurts. He's got 3 wide. He's got Boston Scott to his right. He's taking his time here on this one. He's trying to read the field. And let's see. He's getting the snap. He's got time in the pocket. And he's going to throw it down the field to Dallas Goedert.
There
That
it
was a
is.
beautiful throw.
There it is.
Beautiful.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, man.
You're fine. You're fine.
He's okay.
Okay.
That's all that matters.
Okay,
Dallas
folks.
Goedert jumps up, grabs the ball, goes to the sideline, hits the kicking net, tries to hold up the kicking net, falls over the trainer's table, rolls off of the trainer's table, stands up, and just goes, first down, and drops the ball. That was the most Mr. Magoo nonsense I've ever seen. Okay.
That was like a TikTok video of some sort, and just where the guy just keeps rolling and something crazy happens, like falls off.
Kind of like the
planet.
Eagles season,
Yeah.
honestly. Boston Scott getting the handoff here, and he's getting about 3 yards. It looked like a Bills tailgate out there from Mitch.
We need more tables.
What a line. Oh, that's awesome. So, yeah, there's the replay. Get him, got it. He's just like, whoa, 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 hey, and everything's good.
And if you don't get that reference, please after this game Google Bills tailgates, and you will.
So, yeah, John doing a hashtag throw the ball, baby. So just a second ago. And the pass game has worked really well on this drive, and it's been effective today overall. Hurts 12 of 16 for 155 yards. Right now it's 2nd 6 for the Eagles, and they're at the Washington 24. Hurts in the shotgun. He's got time. He's throwing a nice, easy dump pass here. Boston Scott, nowhere to go. Completely blocked up on that. Washington had maybe 3 guys to 1 blocker, and Boston Scott had no shot. So what? We're looking at like 3rd and 10? Third and
I don't like
13.
these third and longs.
Well, now
Okay.
you got to
I
throw.
don't
Third
like
and 9.
them.
3rd and 9 right now. All right, 17-16 game. 11 minutes into the third quarter. You can kick a field goal here, and everything's fine. So
Yes, I agree with that.
we'll see. A couple years back when Macklin slid on the table and got Gatorade all over him, I don't
I don't
remember
even
that.
remember that at all.
I also have a
You do?
squirrel brain. So,
Yeah, me
yeah,
too.
if you can find the clip, DM me. How about that? Send it to us that way. For now, we got Hurts in the shotgun again. He's got Boston Scott to his left. Maybe a false start. Yep, there's a flag there. Yep, that's going to be on the
false
Eagles.
start.
They got away with a big one earlier in the game, by the way. I mean, Lane Johnson was clearly false starting on that one play where Hurts ran for like 30 yards.
Yeah.
That was a clear false start. This time they get Lane for it officially. So false start on Lane Johnson. By the way, worth noting in this one, Nate Herbig got rolled up on the back of his leg. So if you just joined us now, you missed the earlier part of the game. Nate Herbig got rolled up on. Sua Opeta has been in at right guard, and I guess at halftime they made the switch, and Herbig's back in. So there you go.
There he is. Yep.
So it came and he went. So there's all the updates that you need for that. Let's see here. So 3rd and 14.
Game was in the backfield.
Oh, and Gainwell lives. 14 yards for number 14. I'm just saying, it's poetry. Hit my man up. Nope, he's staying in the pass protect. Here goes Jalen
Gainwell.
Hurts. He's gesturing. He's
Gainwell.
running around in the pocket. Oh my God, he's got some time here. He's throwing deep. No!
Oh my God! Let's go, Greg Ward, baby!
Ward, baby!
Ward,
We are
Ward!
back. We're back. Greg Ward. You love to
All
see it.
else fails. Throw to
You
Greg
love
Ward.
to see it. Oh, baby. Yeah, Jalen Hurts, I mean, all this time in the pocket, has to maneuver out of it. He does have to maneuver out. He breaks his way to the right, throws it downfield to Greg Ward. Ward with just a really heads-up diving play to go and catch that ball. That's a nice grab,
Not
guys.
to mention, did you see how he didn't give up on the route? Even when the guy had him
Absolutely.
completely locked up, he knew. He's like, dude, you never give up on your fucking route. And you see what happens.
Woo!
Positive
Oh,
results.
beautiful.
Wow.
First and goal for the Eagles from the 4 here. Jalen Hurts handing it off. Jordan Howard going right up the gut, and he's going to get maybe 2 yards on this one. So thinking about where the big picture's been again, Jordan Howard a little bit slow today. Not quite having the burst that not having the burst that Jordan Howard typically has.
Right.
So it's hurt the Eagles a little bit if he hasn't been able to get that momentum going. And here's the other thing. They had snaps under center early in this game. Haven't seen a single one right now.
That's what I'm saying. They need to do that.
Let's say
This
good
is- that's what
old-fashioned
you do at
QB
goal
sneak
line.
for like 3 or 4 yards right here. Making it a really easy 3rd
Yeah,
and 1.
moving Hurts around. He's been doing a great job there. Right now, you got a couple of tight ends on the field, and J.J. Arthega-Whiteside. Hand off to Jordan Howard. He's going up the gut again, and Washington's clogging it up.
Yeah.
You got to go outside of the pocket. They just can't.
Right.
It's just not working there. Jalen has been great today, by the way, Jake. 100% right. Jalen's been great
Absolutely.
outside of the missed touchdown. He's had a phenomenal day so far. You got to move him. You just got to move him around. Washington, I mean, look, I know I get annoyed with the front seven stuff with how much people talk about it, but it is good. It is a
it's very
good
good.
unit, and they keep running into the teeth of it right
And
now.
they're missing Sweat today, right?
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
Montez Sweat not in this game, but it doesn't matter. I mean, Jonathan
Right.
Allen, for example, that guy's a stud. Payne is great. Matt Ioannidis is a really good player for them. So they got a lot of talent. Taylor's calling for the quarterback sneak. I'm open for it.
I would
right
love
now,
to see a quarterback sneak right here.
2 yards. You're 2 yards out. Hurts is under center. We get a motion from Dallas Goedert here. Let's see what they do. Boston Scott in the backfield. He's going to take the handoff to the left. He's trying to find the corner. He can't get it. He cuts in.
Oh.
Go for it, though. We're going for it.
You
Come
got to.
on. No,
Oh
go
my
for it.
God. Okay,
You have to.
it's 4th and 2. It's a long one. I'd really say.
I don't
but
think you go for it.
No, you go for it,
You
man.
kick the
I'm
field
sorry.
goal. You're only
We're
down
going
6
for it.
points. You're only down
Where's
6
the prime
points.
Yeah,
If you kick the field goal, you're literally down 6 points. 6 minutes left in the third. 7 minutes left in the third. Why? What's wrong with that?
I hate
That's a
it.
good situation
Well,
to be in.
I hate
for it.
going for it right now, but I'm going for it
We're
right now.
going
And
for it.
these
Oh
are going.
my
Oh my God! Jalen Hurts fell over as he was going
Get
for
in
it.
there!
And
Yeah!
touchdown! Oh,
Let's
man!
go!
I want to kick the field goal. I want to kick the field goal.
Oh,
Boston
yeah.
Scott is the king of the NFC
I was wrong.
East.
I was wrong.
Eagles fly on
And
the road to
2022, you
victory. Fight, Eagles, fight. Score a touchdown. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
There it is.
Woo!
So completely insane play. I mean, it's 4th and 2. Jalen Hurts on the snap, just whoop, like he's
And
on a banana
Barney
peel.
wanted to kick
He
the
just-
And
field
I'll be the
goal.
first one to admit I was dead wrong.
Yeah.
Dead
Oh,
wrong.
my God.
Dead wrong.
You're
Yeah,
dead
that
wrong.
was wow.
And glad to be dead wrong.
That was
Yeah.
crazy. So, I mean, can we talk like Hurts is falling over, throws that ball over his head
That was a great
to
throw.
Scott, nails the throw. That might be his best completion all year. Nails the throw.
Was that his
Scott
best
able to
completion all
find the
year? That wasn't his
outside.
best completion
That
all
was
year.
incredible,
Yeah,
man.
that was one of his top completions. That wasn't his best
We've
completion.
seen a
either,
lot
though.
His
of
best completion
weird
was Smith
plays.
last week, but I mean, I'm just saying.
Between that and the Hurts play where he was like throwing the ball, but then he stopped, but he was in midair with it, and the
Yeah.
guy picked him up and like spun him around, and he kept running. We've had some really weird plays from Hurts today.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
So,
Yeah,
Woo!
that was a good drive though. There was
Yeah.
some questionable calls there. There was some very scarce moments, but yeah, they got even on the touchdown. I was like, oh man, is he getting in? Boston
Yep.
Scott got in.
Boston Scott
Boston
is
Scott
a
got in.
legend.
Yes.
I
Totally
mean, it's
legend.
crazy to think that this guy was a nobody player, Saints practice squad a couple of years ago. He gets to the Eagles, and it's like, yeah, maybe whatever, who cares? And
Right.
then he just, I mean, over the last couple of years, he's been one of the most important players.
Yeah.
Right.
It's really wild to think that he's been that big of a factor. Like, he's a bigger factor than Miles Sanders has been these last couple of years. He's won more games.
this year.
Got in the end zone a couple more times.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Miles Sanders
I
still
mean-
has gone over a calendar year now without a touchdown. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
That's insane.
Boston Scott every year, man. He somehow finds a way. Like his nose for just where to be to read a play. He's just really
Well,
good.
remember back 2 years ago, there was talk about Boston Scott taking over the starting gig when he came on strong at the end of the year and he was killing New York and killing Washington and killing all these teams. Everybody's like, look, Boston Scott, he's a number one back. We were wrong. He's Darren Sproles plus. He can do everything. He can do the screen game. He can run in between the tackles. And then all of a sudden, they just stopped using him. So
Yeah.
they forgot about him. And that was my only point about Miles Sanders. It's like Miles Sanders is good when you utilize him. And clearly, so is Boston Scott. So as long as they continue to utilize Boston Scott like they have been and keep feeding the rock, you're going to see good things.
Yeah, no, that's what they got to
So-
do. And while you're feeding yourself, drink some Liquid Death. Liquid Death, absolutely delicious.
What do you
We've
think I
been
just
pounding
did?
them here at the bar. I'm almost done number 2. I'm on my way to number 3. Just absolutely
hammered.
crisp, refreshing, and like honestly, the recyclable thing is a big deal to me. I've got all sorts of like my girlfriend works in green energy from the business side. Like she does all sorts of monitoring in the industry, and we have reusable paper towels and all that kind of stuff. So having recyclable items is really important. Liquid Death really cares about that. If you're environmentally conscious and you're thinking about one or the other, and you want the recyclable can where they're going to recycle the overwhelming majority of this can versus some plastic bottle where they hardly recycle anything, and frankly, those companies don't care, you go with Liquid Death. So we drink it. We believe in it. We love the product. Again, it tastes amazing. You've heard Mike on the podcast. So we're huge fans of Liquid Death. And if you want to support us, liquiddeath.com/bell. That's the easiest way to do it. Liquiddeath.com/bell. You can get free shipping on a case. They'll do that because you're a fan of our show. So we appreciate you so much for tuning in, and we appreciate you for buying some Liquid Death. Now, guys, 14-16. 14-16.
It looks really familiar.
We're
That's all I'm
moving.
saying.
Defense.
It's grooving.
And that's what I'm saying. You almost forget we still have a whole nother half of football left. And this is kind of more the same of what we've been seeing the last couple of weeks.
Right.
You're
Yep.
going to see us kind of stopping them on defense more. Now that we've kind of felt them out a little bit for a half of football, now we can make the adjustments, which I hate to say it. Gannon, he does make adjustments on this in the second half of football games.
No,
So-
he does. And that's the thing that's so annoying. It's like he's good at the second half, but he has no idea for the
Yeah.
first half ever. He just has no clue what to do. So right now, first play, so good. Washington had a handoff, didn't get anywhere. So 2nd and 10, they're getting up to the line of scrimmage now. You got Heineke in the shotgun, and they got 3 wide. We got some motion across the formation. Heineke just kind of chilling out. Here we go. Here's the snap. He's got a little bit of time in the pocket. Nice easy throw to Terry McLaurin, who gets smacked by Anthony Harris.
Yep.
Woo! Or is that Avante? No, it's 28.
Harris.
That's Harris. Yeah.
Yeah.
28 and 9 just look too close. It bothers me. What can you do? So, yeah, Anthony Harris makes a nice play there. Now, small note, by the way, me and Francisco were talking about this before the game. Think it's really worth noting is that Rodney McLeod, really good season out of Rodney
Underrated.
McLeod.
We don't talk about it enough. Why don't we talk about it enough?
He just never hits that mainstream. He never has that overwhelmingly dominant game, but he's consistently very good for them. Oh, 3rd and 6 here, and yes, on 3rd and 6, Taylor Heineke
He's
in the
absolutely a
shotgun,
Pro Bowl alternate.
taken down by Josh Sweat, who, yes, now he's earned Pro Bowl alternate
Yes.
in my
2
status.
sacks today,
He's
right?
8 sacks
8
on
sacks,
the year
yeah.
now
Yeah.
for Josh Sweat.
Yes.
So
And if you remember, McLeod didn't have an off season. I mean, he came in cold like week 3
Right,
without an off
right,
season.
right.
So, like you say, he's good on every play. You know what he reminds me of? He's a lot like Quentin Michael back in the day. You know, he's
Yeah,
very
I
underrated
love that.
safety
Quentin Michael.
who didn't get a lot of respect around the league, but here in Philly, he got a damn ton of respect because
Oh,
people
yeah,
knew his
yeah.
game. You know, he was a passionate player, hit on every down, physical. That's what you want to see. He's Quentin.
no doubt about it. So Eagles finally getting an early stop on a Washington drive. How about
That's
that?
what they needed, man. That was
Yeah.
quick, too. That was super quick.
Yeah, that was a 3 and out
That's
there, I
great.
believe. So
Yeah, that's great.
super easy drive right there for the Eagles. Now you get the ball back. You've had some momentum. You've been effective all day. Like, this is where you start to get that
And think
train
about it, man.
rolling.
Washington's defense is tired now. They were just on the field for how long? And
Mhm.
soon, just like that, we're getting the ball back.
Yeah.
This is what you wanted. This is what you wanted
You know-
to win this game.
You know what
It's
you
all-
do
it's
next, right?
there.
Oh, it's
Run the ball.
Run the ball.
louder, Barney.
No,
Say
no,
it
no,
louder.
no. Yeah, normally I'm pro Barney yelling run the ball. Right now, the passing's worked right now.
We got to come up with
Passing's worked.
Barney. We got to come up with like a run the ball chant, just like the Eagles fight song. We got to have a run the ball fight song. We need something like that.
I'm gonna work on that
Wait.
this week. I'm gonna work on
Yes,
that.
I'll work with you. Whatever you need, bro. I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
Yes.
and well, for what it's worth, Taylor's going over the first quarter notes of who was bugging out, and there will be blood. All right, it's happening.
Yeah.
It's coming. Good work, Taylor. Thank you for your service. By the way, you might be like, oh, where's John at? John is not able to make it with us today. He is going to be with us later. So what's going to happen is we're not going to, assuming the Eagles win, which they're going to win.
They're gonna
So
win.
assuming they win, post-game show, we're not going to do it right away because ultimately they could be in the playoffs after today. So with all of that going on, the San Francisco game later, they need to beat Houston. The Packers need to beat the Vikings, who are starting Sean Mannion at quarterback.
Sean who?
Yeah, exactly.
Who the hell-
So assuming all of that goes according to plan, we're going to do the post-game show later tonight. We're going to do it after the Vikings game. We want to be able to celebrate the playoff win and all that stuff. John will be joining us, so he'll be joining us tonight for that. But for now, we've just been hanging out here at the bar. I'm, of course, Vince Quinn, joined by Barney Pearlstein, Francisco Rojas. And if you want to keep up with us with everything that we do, bellandthebirdmen.com. So you find all of our channels. We're at Bell and the Bird on social media, but bellandthebirdmen.com, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. And if you're
There's so
watching
much
us
going
right
on,
now on any of those platforms, please subscribe to the show.
Yeah.
It just means so much for us to have people regularly cluing in, and we're putting out stuff during the week. Francisco does a show with
sir.
Ashley Woods, and they talk about Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts. Just check in where those guys are at every week, storylines, just out in the Philly media and all that around those two. So really great show with them, and we got plenty more things coming, YouTube, Twitch, all of that. So again, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I mean, I know there's a lot of regular people that are with us every week, and we just appreciate you so much. You guys are the best. And it just really makes doing this whole thing so much more fun. So thank you all again. And here we go here. So Eagles getting the ball in really good field position. This is the best field position they've had all day. They're going to be starting out the 42. So Jalen Hurts in the gun because they've been allergic to under center. Boston Scott gets the handoff and
But
squeaks
it
out the
works.
left-hand side.
Oh,
Boston Scott
let's
with a
go.
move. What is this? Oh, man.
Boston Scott in December and January, baby.
He's
Not
crazy.
a better running back in this time frame.
No, it's ridiculous.
Nothing.
At Christmas time is
Nobody.
Boston Scott time.
Nobody. Chop.
7 touchdowns now? Wow. I mean, he's just completely out of control. Let's
He's
see.
like the anti-Miles Sanders.
Yeah, so
All he
and
does is score.
Stan, thank you so much. You said he listens to the pod on his way to work. And glad you enjoy the show, man. We're always just trying to be a good time, have some fun. We got Jamie who's calling
Yeah,
for the
Quez
one, the
bomb.
only Hank Basket to get a bomb here. He is due. He had a screen earlier that he bobbled. So let's see if they get it to him. Ball down the field now. Oh!
Underthrown
And
a little
on
bit.
cue, a
God
throw to
damn
Quez
it.
Watkins.
It was a little underthrown, though. A little
Wow.
underthrown.
But definitely bobbled.
Okay, so as soon as
Yeah.
Jamie calls for Quez Watkins, they throw the ball to Quez Watkins. Quez down the field tries to turn back. Really good coverage and not perfect placement there. He has to go back for it.
Yeah.
And
A
it's,
little underthrown, Barn.
Yeah,
All right, now
okay.
call for a touchdown next since you seem to be on point.
there we go. All
Yeah.
right. So we're calling for a touchdown now, and we'll see where that goes. I mean, it's still early in the drive here. They still got a good ways to go. But Boston Scott with a good carry on the first play of the drive. Now you're at 2nd and 10 after that incompletion. So Hurts under the center. That is good. Play clock ticking down. Fakes the handoff to Howard on the left side. He's got all the time. Oh, man,
Well,
a
underthrown
great
again.
deflection.
A little underthrown again.
Yeah, gotta love throwing the ball.
I want another look at that one. That was a throw to Devontae Smith about 25 yards down the field. I mean, that was a really good shot. So Smith on the right side of the field works his way across the middle. Yeah, he throws the ball to Hurts. That's pretty good placement. A great play.
It was a good defense, good defensive play, right?
Yeah, Elder was all over. I mean, Smith has his hands where they should be, like up and ahead of himself as he's running forward. Hurts nails that spot, but Elder's able to just get up there, get his hand in front of it. That's beautiful defense.
Yeah. Yep.
So 3rd and 10 for the Eagles here on Washington's side of the field, and could be 4-down territory if you get 7 or 8. Let's see what they do. Snap as the clock expires. Hurts in the pocket. He's moving around. He's moving to his right. He's got a man behind him. Does he see him? Does he feel him? And he's got to throw it away. All right.
See, this is where not running the ball comes into play, because then you have stuff like this where you're in 4th down, 4th and 10.
I was just going to say it, but I didn't want to sound like a burger record.
No, you're right, Barney. No, if you're right, you're right. You say it. Vince, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I'm looking at this right now. The passing, generally, they've been getting guys open. They're making good reads. It's hard to have a real problem with it. I mean, Washington on the defensive side, they've been doing a good job of sending pressure and getting people home. That's the problem. Like, Hurts has to run a lot, So when he's running for his life all the time and generally making good throws on the run, Hurts is playing a great game. The receivers are getting open. It's just execution, little stuff here and there to get a great defensive play. Like, if that guy doesn't make that play, you're inside the 10 and you're rolling. Like, we're talking about a touchdown drive right here. So sometimes great defense just stops great offense. It's not often, but it happens.
That's how minimal the margin is in the NFL right there. You put the ball 2 inches another way, guy catches it, you keep rolling. That's people don't talk about that enough in the NFL, man. Look, it's a hard league. You just saw it right there.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. And another thing to examine. So Hitch just throwing out. So Hitch helps us out a lot with the show, by the way. Puts the clips out on social. Big shout out to Hitch. Hitch, you're the man. Is it just me, or has Mailata struggled these past few weeks or so? That's it. I feel like his grades. I mean, I'm not like a study the offensive lineman tape guy. Everything I've seen has generally been high grades, more Lane Johnson than anybody lately, but I don't think he's like falling off a cliff or anything like that.
Well, I
haven't been worried about my
The penalties are telling, because that just means he's not in his game right now. Something's throwing him off. So why would, I remember there was a game, I think a week or two ago, where he had like 5 or 6 penalties in one game. And I'm like, that's not really a Mailata stat line. It just means he's not focused. He's not concentrating. Something about that, something's off. So
all right.
I definitely understand
what
that.
does he need to get back to doing, man? He's not hurt, is he? I mean,
I don't think it's a hurt thing. It might be more of a mental thing where,
he's still young. People forget about that. He's still young.
Right? Oh, he's 24. Yeah. I mean, Mailata is like the greatest find of finds. Like, it was the Beverly Hillbillies finding crude oil. You know what I mean? Like, this is what a gift. What an absolute gift. Which, speaking of gifts, as Taylor's informed us, the Chicago Bears are taking it to the New York Giants. Oh, yeah. Give me all the Joe Judge, baby. Joe Judge forever. 28. They're getting killed by the Bears 28-3. By the way, a Bears team that benched Nick Foles after he won a game for them, and now they're starting Andy Dalton again. Their love affair.
What is that about?
I don't know.
Is Nagy still going to be here next year?
Well, they also are starting that tank job a little early, I think.
Well, maybe
that's what I would do.
Maybe maybe they are just scared of Foles' magic and they don't want to win games at this point. So the owner's like, no, you're putting Dalton in. He's going to play. We're going to hopefully lose.
Get out of my freaking organization. Get that out of here.
The funny thing is, the Bears losing helps the Giants in 2 ways. 1, the Giants have their draft pick. And then 2, the Giants win the game. I hate to say it, but the Giants are in a win-win situation right now. And the Bears are in a lose-lose situation. So.
Okay. I hear you on that. Yeah, I mean, that's the perks of ultimately being awful at the end of the season. You get some win-wins here and there. So they did stumble into one right now. Right. We'll see if the Eagles get a win here, obviously, as they're playing for their playoff hopes. And right now, Taylor Heineke's been phenomenal today. I mean, reading the pocket, throws down the field. Start? Heineke's been really sharp.
All-start offense.
But, wow. So false start from Washington. They're already inside their 10. So we're talking half the distance to the goal line right now. And this is a team that, I mean, to go 90-plus yards, I don't buy it. This is a punt drive to me.
I see the punt coming too.
Yeah, so my confidence, I still feel everything's moving. It's been ugly. It looks like we might win by 4 instead of 10, which I would really think is where it should be. But I think we're still on track right now. Oh, of course, there's an easy throw to Terry McLaurin. And he gets 8 yards.
Can I check in with each of you?
Sure.
Where is your concern level right now? 1 to 10.
I'm still not concerned. Like, I've been concerned this
Yeah,
whole
I'd
game.
say
Give me a
3.
number. A 3? Okay,
3.
Barney, what about you?
1.
Damn, you're not concerned at
I'm
all.
really not.
We're
Like I
losing
said,
the game.
do you know why? Because it's the Washington football team. I've
Okay.
seen this game script from them before. They're not a cohesive football team, and I don't even really think they're trying to win. I think they're really just playing to just play on the field.
Oh, handoff right here,
They just got
second
the
and
first
3.
down, Barney. I don't know if they're not trying or not.
Well, no, I think they're trying, but I mean, they're not. They're
Their
not
play
like
call is not
overly
helping them out.
amped
They're
up.
not the Bucks.
For a team that's playing for their playoff lives, they're not super amped up. As we're seeing that somehow the Jets are beating the Bucks, which is why you want them in the playoffs, folks. You want the Bucks in the playoffs, folks. They stink. They play down to people.
What did I say about the margin in the NFL? The Washington Eagles are not that far away from each other. It's a close game because they're an evenly matched team to a certain extent.
So Heineke in the pocket here. He's got a lot of pressure around him, and he escapes right up the guts of it.
They're not trying, though. They're not trying.
Well, the one thing that
Taylor
was
Heineke
floated,
might be trying. But
I would wonder still, because this is the looming thing that I think is answered for today, but we'll see where it goes. Ron Rivera did throw out the idea that Kyle Allen could play today. So you're hitting the fourth quarter. Are they going to put Kyle Allen in?
Going to put Kyle Allen.
At maybe next drive.
We're put Kyle
I
in?
doubt it, but maybe. Kyle, what do you think?
If the Eagles were up by like 2.5 more touchdowns, maybe. But right now, absolutely not.
Yeah,
He's not coming out.
I don't think you could do it either. I mean, Heineke, one, he looks really good right now, and you're evaluating him. So, like, if your whole thing is you're evaluating quarterback talent, you're right, Heineke, I think. So, I think the Kyle Allen dream is dead for today. But for now, we'll see. There's plenty of time left in this game. Right now, Eagles down 16-14. Haven't given up any points to Washington this quarter, so that's good. Haven't given up a touchdown to Washington in quite some time, by the way.
Since the second quarter?
Early first? I mean, honestly, that like they scored because the game was 7-0 to start. So
right,
you scored on the first drive. Everything else has been field goals.
Oh, right.
Like I said earlier in the game, they're not going to
That's
score a touchdown the rest of the game. I'm still pretty confident in that fact. Maybe a field goal,
Okay, Barn, I hope you're right.
Yeah, so 2nd and 9 right now for Washington. Heineke in the shotgun. He's living in the shotgun too. Swing past the outside and it's short. Yeah, I mean, that's just a terrible ball.
A bad ball?
He was trying to get over Josh Sweat, it looked like. Sweat coming around from the outside. Heineke had to lob it up there.
Hear. You see that? He couldn't hear something. That's why.
So some sort of miscommunication plus having to lob that ball. It just didn't get there. Oh, Sweat tipped it.
I told you.
Sweat tipped it.
I told you.
So, yeah, Josh Sweat has been having a pretty good game. This is, honestly, I think this is the most notable game he's had all year.
Well, wait, hold on. Snub. You mean Pro Bowl starter he should be.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
It goes from it. Why was he in the Pro Bowl to he should be a Pro Bowl
starter?
starter.
Come on. All-pro,
man.
All-pro Josh Sweat. Put some respect on his name. 3rd and 9.
Go.
We got some juice here at the bar. Oh, here we go. Jannard Avery with a huge sack.
Let's go.
Oh, man. That was awesome. Yes.
Leave it to Henry
Avery.
James Saloon to bring the pressure here. I like that.
Woo. Yeah, a
With the
blitz.
intensity.
A blitz? Wait, blitz? You can blitz? Are you allowed to blitz?
I think you're allowed to blitz, especially on 3rd down. That's actually not a bad idea.
Wow, so they ran a stunt with Jannard Avery and Javon Hargrave. So Hargrave goes one way. Avery cuts around behind him. Wide open gap. He gets in there. It's a sack of like 10 yards to lose, maybe. And you're talking about a really good starting field position again for the Eagles. Washington, they're inside the 20 now as they're going to punt here. So you're looking at the ball at midfield, about a minute left to go in the 3rd quarter. Here's the return from Kenny Gainwell. He catches it. Or is that Rager?
Oh,
no. Okay.
Rager.
So Rager's still in on the punt returns. I guess they haven't taken him off that yet. And Kenny Gainwell has been doing the kick return so far, which you like to see that switch. Definitely something they needed to do.
Absolutely.
But for now, Rager gets the return. He gets maybe 2 yards. Pretty forgettable. So looking at it right now, 16-14. Francisco was just asking us a minute ago, a confidence level 1 to 10 throughout the rest of the game, or worry level, I guess we should say. We said worry level. I'm going to go confidence level. Confidence level for me then is a 7 because it's 3 on the worry scale.
You're flipping around on me. Okay, so it's like a 3 on the worry
Yes.
scale.
So my confidence level is a 7. I want to hear from you in the chat. So Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you are, let us know what you think. How do you feel about this one? Are you worried? Do you think they're going to figure this thing out? I think it's like every other week they've had. I mean, Giants, Washington, Jets, whatever. It really doesn't matter to me. Barney's at a 10. Did I just see a 10 flashing on the screen?
10.
There's no doubt in this head.
You're
see this
Eagles.
face.
You're
This is a
pure
confident
Birds fan.
face.
You're a pure Birds fan.
Yeah.
Your confidence level's at a 10.
So there we go.
Do you want to put some money on it?
What?
I'm just saying. That's how confident I am.
All right, you want to? Let's go.
Right now.
How much?
All right.
$5.
$5
Or
on
we
I'll get
this?
you a drink too. I'll get you a drink.
Oh, yeah, you can do a drink.
We're
too.
betting beers. We're
Yeah,
betting
fine.
beers at the Henry James Saloon. I'm going to ring a bell
How
for
about
that. Good work by
bro?
you
That
guys.
hat's
All right.
nice.
Oh, you can't get this hat. This is a nice hat.
That's a hoodie. Yeah, you always have the nice fits on, bro.
So
Come
there
on.
we go.
I'll put up my Vic jersey. I just bought 2 days ago.
So confidence level is an 8 from Dubs,
Yeah.
who wasn't able to make it in, but he is in the chat. John, I need your confidence level. I see out there in the comments, and John's obviously couldn't make it out with us today, but he is at home and he's been following along. So Bartred, whatever your confidence level is, I'd be very curious to see where John is. Mike, I'm gonna write it on this piece of paper because I don't want to blow it before he says anything. But that's my guess of where John is. So
It's a 5. I'm there too.
let's see. Oh, he's at a 7.
Confidence
Okay.
or worry level?
Taylor, I think Taylor was guessing John rather than giving his own. So yes, I had John written as a 5. He's in at a 7. All right.
Confidence or worry?
Confidence.
Okay,
When
okay.
John's at a 7, I'm feeling good. Like that's a it's the canary in the coal mine. Like yeah. So John's feeling good. I'm feeling good. Everything's good. We are drinking delicious liquid deaths here at the Henry James Saloon. Let me just take a little. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. So we're betting beers. We're drinking liquid death. If you'd like a case of liquid death, by the way, you can go to liquiddeath.com/bell and we'll get you free shipping just for being a fan of the show and going to Liquid Death through us. They give you a reward. They give you free shipping. We're so happy that we have that partnership. And a lot of people have been buying cases. So if you want to get one for yourself, liquiddeath.com/bell. We have 49 seconds left here in the third quarter. Eagles have the ball, just starting a brand new drive after a Washington punt. They're at the 43. Let's see what they do here. Hand off to Jordan Howard, who's taking it up the gut.
Nice.
Oh, there we go. Jordan Howard, who looks stronger as the game goes on, which is the
And
stereotype. And there's a flag.
Of course.
There's a flag, but strong run for what it's worth. Strong run by Jordan Howard. Took it up the gut, broke it off on the right side. Really good blocking, great execution, and you get a holding call on Landon Dickerson on the other side of the play, so none of that matters. And we're looking at a 1st and 20. So passing game's been good today. Stat line for Hurts has been going down a little bit when you're completing every pass that you throw. That's bound to happen. Right now, I think he's at 14 to 21. So pretty good game. Better than the stats would tell you, honestly. I think Hurts has been exceptional today. We'll just see what he's got left in the tank here because it's a game you got to have. And for the Eagles, hey, I mean, you're wearing those black pants. You're trying to get that right. So a lot of things to figure out for them. And we'll see. Did I unplug my mic, maybe?
I don't know. You just
Can you guys
went
hear
out
on the
for a
headphones?
I can't hear you on the
You can't hear each other? All right. So, yeah, we just disconnected our headphones. So that's fun. We'll figure that out. In the meantime, I'm just going to take them off. And we'll work on that. So we're coming through on the stream. Everything's good there.
Okay.
But right now for the Eagles, so second down here, and I just now missed the play. Did you see what happened?
Yeah, I wasn't really paying too much
We'll catch
attention.
the replay on that one, and we'll let you know what just went down on that play as we work through some technical difficulties. That's the life we live. Let's see. Brown took off his jersey and ran to the locker room while giving the peace sign. Antonio Brown?
It's not good for my fantasy team.
Wait. Okay, so he left in the middle of the game? All right, so we'll figure out. Yeah, Tampa. Look, they went in on Antonio Brown, who's a massive baby and incredibly immature, and has scandal after scandal in his own way. And when they want to go with a clown show like that, all power to him. All power to him. Enjoy Antonio Brown. I know it got him a title last year, but he's melting down right now after a fake vaccine card and getting suspended and all that nonsense. So that's the life that they live. That's fine with me. I'm not going to miss Antonio Brown at all. I'll tell you that. So anyway, right now for the Eagles, Devontae Smith has had a pretty good game so far, and as Dubs is telling us from the last play, so big catch from Smith. Let's get the yardage on that, because as we're tracking today, the big news today, Barney, Devontae Smith needs 92 yards to pass Deshaun Jackson in the rookie receiving record for the Eagles. 92 yards, which he's on pace for that right now. So 14 yards right there, which he was at 42 before.
54.
So 54, it says officially. Okay, so 54 yards for Devontae Smith. He needs 40 to pass Deshaun. How cool is that?
I mean, it doesn't really shock me. I mean, I think when we drafted him, we had the expectation for him that he would be producing these kind of numbers. In fact, if you had told me he had this kind of numbers at the beginning of the season, I would say he's underproducing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought he would be a 1,000-yard receiver when they drafted him, so I'm not really shocked. So.
Yeah, no, the 1,000 yards makes sense. I mean, on some level, it's amazing that he's getting the numbers that he's getting when they don't pass all that much.
Well, that's true.
You know?
I mean, considering how few yards they have and the fact that Jalen Hurts has such tunnel vision for, Devontae Smith, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
That actually shows they're gonna have a connection, going forward. So
Yeah, no, it's a nice thing, man, and that's all you're looking for right now. Early stages. One, you want to see that Hurts, or not Hurts, but Smith on his own is a legitimate NFL player. Clearly, he is. Like that guy to me, and I know it's early. I don't care. He looks like one of those guys that's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's got that level of talent. He's got to be healthy and all those things. I get it. But that's the caliber of player that he is. So to see something like that this early, working with Hurts in a limited passing offense and not getting regular snaps and all that, like Jalen Reagor out-snapped him in a game like 6 weeks ago. That was not long ago. So for him to be playing the way that he's been is just like it's the best gift of this season, honestly. Just what an amazing thing. Barely touched potential, 100%, Taylor. I couldn't agree more. The guy's just I love him. I love everything about him. So here we go. Eagles going 5 wide here. 2nd and 6. And by the way, it's been a couple of minutes here. Eagles are running this play from about the 47. So Jalen Hurts going to take this one. That's just a called draw. That looked like a called draw to me. So Jalen Hurts just takes it on the quarterback run. Looks like he gets 5 when they need 6. See where the ball placement is here. But you're crossing over midfield, 16-14. Like this is a tight football game, guys. I thought it'd be tight, but God, this is a tight game.
You got to be meticulous on this drive because obviously it is still, whole quarter essentially left. But I feel like you want to take as much time on this drive to generate the points you need to win this game.
Yeah, so you want to get the touchdown here. 3rd and 1. They're going to hand off to Gainwell. Up the guts. Gainwell gets the first down. Little ring. Not going to go crazy, but that's a nice little ring. So Gainwell getting maybe a second carry of the game. He's been on the field maybe 3 times offensively.
It's just a change of pace. Like, obviously, you've been running Boston Scott as your primary running back in this game. But I'd like to see more Gainwell because I think he brings a different dimension than what Boston Scott brings.
Yeah.
Boston Scott's more of an, oddly enough, he's small, but he runs between the tackles.
Does it really well.
Gainwell, he can kind of be shifty and move outside the tackles.
Plus, they've liked that underneath stuff, and Kenny Gainwell does a decent job in pass protection. So here goes Kenny Gainwell now. He's out of the backfield again. Hurts got hit as he threw. Oh, man, and Dallas Goedert with a slide and grab. Oh, that was awesome. So nice catch by Dallas Goedert there as Hurts was under pressure and able to find Goddard wide open on the left sideline. His defender fell over, and just a nice diving grab there. You love to see it, Barney.
Yeah, get that separation.
That's right. So first down for the Eagles. Give it a little, and we're moving. So Eagles at the 31. They're Washington's 31 right now, 13:24 on the clock. Hurts in the gun where he's been living for basically the whole game so far. 3 guys wide for the Eagles at wide receiver. And it looks like, is that Gainwell in the backfield there? It is. So Gainwell in the backfield. He gets,
there it is.
Oh, fake handoff there. All right, Hurts keeps it himself. He gets 4 right there. Staying on schedule. That's all this is, man. That's what a lot of this is. We get so caught up in passing and throwing and everything. Stay on schedule. Okay, 2nd and 8 is not stayed on schedule, so I will take that back. That was a short mark. Is that just me?
And they had 5 different people running the ball this game. I mean, that's a good sign right there.
They need to pull Ron Rivera and challenge that. We need that yard. We need that yard, refs. You screwed us, refs. How dare you? So here we go. 2nd and 8 for Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles here. They stay with 3 wide. Gainwell on the field again. Hurts letting this clock run a little bit. And he's got some time in the pocket. He sets. And, oh man, a little high. Little high for Dallas Goedert. Gave it a good go. I mean, look, he's been pretty accurate. Goddard is yelling. Yeah, that's the thing. It was hard to tell from the angle. It looked like the defender's all over him. Generally, they let that fly. I don't know if it's great deep. Oh,
yeah, come on, man.
So he was all over him early, and then Hurts threw the ball ahead. So you have a case. Yeah, Goddard has a case. I don't think it's that egregious as far as the NFL goes, but you have a case, and Goddard's pretty pissed. So that's where it is. 3rd and 8 now. But you are in field goal territory. That's a good thing. Not that I want a field goal. I hate field goals.
No, but you take the field goal.
But it is what it is. You're in field goal range if you need it. It's a good safety net to have. 3rd and 8 right now. Hurts in the shotgun. He's moving out to the outside. There's a whistle on the play. And we got some yells at the bar that Washington moved. I didn't see it.
Please be a move.
We'll let you know. False start.
Come on.
Oh, man. Okay. So we're looking at 3rd and 13 here. That's
at this point, I just want to see him run the ball and make an easier field goal.
Well, yeah.
That's where I'm at right now. Take the lead.
Feels like a little slant in the middle of the field, something underneath, and you hope for a few yards, maybe a screen, right? Like it's that kind of thing that I think you're drifting into here. We'll just see what they're actually calling. which Sirianni and Steichen and figuring out who calls what, that's a whole other conversation. But for now, one penalty for Washington is really low. Here's Hurts in the shotgun, pressure in his face, and he makes a nice throw over the middle. Ooh, there we go.
There you go.
What a catch by Quez Watkins there, guys. I mean, he got decked on
Hank
that.
basket over the middle.
That's right. Hank with the basket catch. And you see Jalen Hurts, so he looks pretty good there. But you're looking at, what, 4th and 2?
Something to take away from this game, too. This is coming from Mike K. Washington hasn't been called for a penalty on defense all game.
Yep.
The fix is in.
For all people of Dan Snyder.
Thank you.
To give
Kick
him the
ball.
benefit of the doubt. Yeah. So here we go. 4th and 3. Barney is excited for a chance to take the lead with a field goal. And we'll keep you posted on this as they're kicking about, that looks like what, about almost 45? 45 rather? It's wide. Is it in? Oh, it's in. Oh, my God. Oh.
I was a little worried, but you know,
That did not look good.
didn't look great.
Oh, my God.
But we are in the lead.
We're in the lead.
We're in the lead.
We're in the
Let's
lead.
go, folks.
There's no looking back. Let's go indeed.
That's all I'm saying. This is where we wanted to be. 4th quarter, and we were winning this football game.
Yep. No
So,
touchdowns
get your
from
confidence
Washington since early in the first half. Been all field goals the rest of the way. No points in this half yet from Washington. Eagles getting some long drives.
I
Still
read palms
moving.
too. I read palms too. So
Oh, you read palms too? Oh, there we go. That's fun. We'll play that bit later. So for now, Kyle, confidence level. We haven't gotten your scale here. How you feeling, bud? Yeah, that was that was not good.
I'm at like a 6-4 right now. I need to see more from the defense, obviously. Like this drive here, defense needs a 3 and out. Like,
yeah.
As much as I need oxygen to breathe.
It's true. And like here it is. Jake's nailed this, right? Because here's Jake right here saying biggest drive of the defense for the season right here. And he's right. Like, this is the season. This is locking in a playoff spot.
Yeah.
This is getting the job done against a bad team that you own half of the stadium. Like, go get this thing. Go do it now.
up to 9.
I don't want to see Week 18 Jalen Hurts on the field. No, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. He shouldn't be out there. Yeah, you look at the offensive lineman. I mean, we had a major scare with Herbig today. Luckily, he's okay. But if he gets hurt, who's left? You know, you're down to Sue Opeta, Jack Andrews, who like no one really knows who he is. So it's really ugly. Sit guys if you can. Take next week off. Go in with whatever seeding you get. But for right now, you got to win the game first. You got to win the game.
Pressure. You got to bring pressure on this drive more than you have all game. You really need to get in Heineke's face, really make him rattled to really just shut down any confidence he has, because right now he's playing confident. He's been able to do pretty much anything he wants all game. Washington has one penalty all game, one on offense. You need to get in his face. You really need to rattle Taylor Heineke to assert your dominance, essentially.
Well, yeah, and just to get those turnovers, man. I mean, for Jannard Avery to have that play earlier where he could have picked it, but he had the penalty earlier. I mean, that was just so devastating. That was such a frustrating play. He had a huge sack later, so there's that. But, yeah, for right now, I mean, honestly, I know you need pressure. I think everybody knows they need pressure. It's just whether they call it. Do I believe that Jonathan Gannon is going to pressure him? No, I don't believe it. I believe it when I see it. That's really where I'm at. And I hate to be there right now, but I believe it when I see it. Generally, the defense has been doing its job, so I'm not going to freak out. But for a big drive like this, I mean, it's deep breaths. Deep breaths, Barney. We're taking deep breaths. I'm just going to have a little sip.
Yeah.
Just like cool down.
And, you know, I kind of agree with that. It's like, you know, Gannon needs to get aggressive, but you worry and you're not confident that he will actually be aggressive and do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest worry.
So little side question before we get into this huge drive here for the Eagles. But from Dane, do we think Brooks comes back if they make the playoffs? I hope so. Sure hope so. I mean, they've been holding on to him, the idea of him coming back for quite some time. It's either the injury's far worse than it was reported, they just never wanted to say anything, or they're just taking their time and making sure he's fully right, and they don't want to rush him with all the problems and really quality of the line play that they've gotten. So we'll see, but here we go. Major drive for the Philadelphia Eagles season here. 17-16 game. Taylor Heineke taking the ball at the 21 for Washington. We've got a man in motion. He fakes the handoff. Heineke with some time, dumps off the screen. He's got men in the backfield. Oh, man, they stole like 2 yards on that.
But they're bringing pressure.
No, that true.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's
True.
what you want to see. Like I said, trust the process, not the results. I would have loved him to get sacked there. I would love to tackle behind the line, but hey, trust the process. That was the right play call.
Yeah,
so.
no, you're right. And for that screen, and the thing for me was they had that pressure in the backfield, and the tight end was able to navigate around that and get a couple of yards. Could have been a loss for 3 maybe on that screen. So Eagles did get through, did do the job. Ultimately, successful play. It's 2nd and 9. Heineke's in the shotgun again. Motion. Now he hands it off. Right side with the run here. We get the tackle, but it's like 8 yards down the field. We're going to be looking at about 3rd and 1 on this one. And with Washington, situation like that, you can do anything. I don't know if they're going to quarterback sneak. I don't know how much that's in the playbook with Heineke, but this is a spot where you could do it. Run game's generally been successful. They're showing Patterson right now, 12 rushes, 57 yards. That's a quality day. So for the Eagles, big call for Jonathan Gannon. Could be 4-down territory. Nah, probably not 4-down territory for Washington. I would figure they punt. So get this thing back. Kill the clock, man. You can do so much if you get this ball back right now. Really wonky snap, but they do complete it. Handoff up the middle, and they get a yard. So 1st down for Washington. Still a long way to go. Still, I'm frustrated on the call, but still a long way to go. They got to about the 33. So most of the field to go for Washington still. Now they're showing us the clip of Antonio Brown just taking off all of his stuff and leaving the field.
Which there's an angle on Twitter right now showing Mike Evans trying to talk him out of doing this to no avail. But seeing no players and no coaches going after Antonio Brown like that tells you all you need to know about the dynamic and the relatability he has in Tampa right now.
Yep.
That nobody gives a damn and just shows how broken Tampa is. And that's why the Eagles and Eagles fans should want to play the Buccaneers in the playoffs.
Yeah, so here we go. So Taylor Heineke in a shotgun play on 1st down goes down the field. And it was an incompletion. Harris was on him, or Maddox was on him, and there was no flag at first. That was a late flag. That was
unreal.
Man, that's a really late pass interference call. Oh, man. Okay, so we're going to get a second look at this right now. Maddox lined up on him in the slot. He's going with Terry McLaurin. He's with him step for step.
What?
That's a terrible call. That's a god-awful call. That ball's high. It's wide. Maddox is all over it. Guys, what the hell?
That's called the fixes
one of
in.
the worst calls I have seen all season. All Eagles fandom bias aside.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't call that.
You can't call that. That's a gross call. Washington now at their own 45. Heineke trying to get the handoff on the end around. It didn't work, and it gets blown up still for a loss of 5. They fake the end around. They dump it off for a screen, -5 yards. And who is that? It's hard to get. Javon Hargrave all over that. And he makes the tackle.
I don't understand how the same refs who didn't call PI on that Dallas Goedert play a minute or 2 ago call PI on that. It doesn't make any sense unless the fix is it.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. You're not calling the same game for both sides of the ball.
That's a great point, Barney. For what they didn't call in the Goddard play, which I was fine with, to call that was atrocious. That was a complete clown show of a call.
2nd and 14.
So, 2nd and 14 for Washington here. Heineke's in the gun. Wide open set here. So they're going to try to get this thing out quick. As the Eagles' pressure is coming through, that was a hold. That was a clear hold on Josh Sweat. They're not going to call it because, of course not. And it's a tackle anyway. 2 yards on the play. So they got a long way to go here. We're looking at maybe 3rd and 12 is the situation. So Eagles in a really good spot here. Again, a pin your ears back kind of down. That's how they thrive. That's what they live on. This is the spot you want to see them in. But look at Josh Sweat just completely gripped up on the side. Tries to get the call, and they don't give it to him. That's weak.
As John chimes in the chat, says, put some respect on 49's name.
Yeah. Look, I respect him, but is he elite? Yeah, looks like he's going to be coming on this one. Gannon may be sending some pressure. Nope. Fake pressure from Alex Singleton. He drops back into coverage. They throw underneath to Terry McLaurin. McLaurin going to the outside, trying to fight, but he's well short of the 1st down.
Is that pass interference?
4-down territory, though.
Yeah, well,
for the flag.
Let's see what Washington does here. We're talking about 4th and 4 at midfield. There's 8 minutes left, and you're down a point. Does Ron Rivera, who, by the way, has coached a god-awful game today, Ron Rivera has sucked today. He's made no sense today. Is he going to go for it right here? My gut says no.
Probably not, but I just want to touch on Avonte Maddox there. That was an immaculate play by him because the only unfortunate part was he was on the opposite side of that. He would have had a strip on Terry McLaurin there.
All right, so Washington going for it, 4th and 5 at midfield. And we're going to see what happens on this one. Heineke in the shotgun. Pressure in his face. He's throwing the ball to the side.
Yes!
It's dropped. It's dropped.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Yes.
That's
All
why
right.
you pay the man.
Beautiful work by Avonte Maddox, who was just called for the pass interference a couple of minutes ago. great play there to separate the wide receiver from the ball. Got around, and like this is the ball on Barney. Whack! Just whacked it right out. It's a beautiful thing, Barney.
And now we just put it. We're on cruise control. Like I said last week, we're making bolognese. Everything's ready. The meat's cooked. The onions are chopped. Put that shit on simmer. Boil your water. Let's go. The dish is almost done.
Yeah, no, we're so close. I mean, midfield here. Just 2 first downs. You're in field goal range. You can start getting ready to drive this thing home. I mean, Washington's ability to get down the field, long drives, getting into the end zone, they haven't been able to do it. So when you got advantages with field position right now, clock is on your side, you're in such a great spot. You just got to call the game. Like, it's Steichen now, Sirianni. It's up to them to call the game.
You literally score 1 field goal. You leave them with 3 or 4 minutes left. They're not scoring a touchdown. They haven't done that since the first quarter. So what makes you think they're going to start now? Field goal wins this game.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, field goals should effectively do this. Obviously, touchdowns are possible, but I'm with you.
Get as many points on there. Just keep your foot on the gas pedal. Don't leave a window of opportunity open for the Washington football team to come in and potentially sneak one out if you leave a decent amount of time left on the clock. Put full throttle, go score a touchdown, and put this game out of reach for them.
Yeah, so up to another update. Stadium security initially thought it was a fan and was prepared to tackle Antonio Brown before they realized it was a player. Yeah, he's walking around shirtless. I wish they did. Honestly, I can't stand that guy. I wish he did get tackled. It would have been awesome. But for now, we check in. We've been talking a lot about confidence level throughout this game. It's been up and down. Right now, John is up to a 9.89. Thank you, Johnny boy. This is for you, pal. This is for you. We're ringing the bell for John. God, it's so nice to see this team right now be in the driver's seat with the playoffs on the line, on the road, young team, young head coach, all that stuff. Like, to be in this situation is such a beautiful thing, and we're so glad you're with us. We are live at the Henry James Saloon. Thank you for watching Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you might be. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you like everything that we're doing with the show, donations go a long way. Helps us. Half the money also goes to the Eagles Autism Foundation. So you want to support the broadcast, support the staff, everything we want to do in the offseason, bellandthebirdmen.com is where you do it. Go to our website, bellandthebirdmen.com, find the donations at the bottom of the page, and that'll help us, again, and 50-50 split with the Eagles Autism Foundation. But for right now, it's a tight one. Eagles, again, 17-16 in a game where they came out pretty flat, as always. I mean, really, it's just been the trend this year. Start to figure things out, especially in the second half. Got the ball in the second half, made the most of that. Right now, 7:31 in the game. They're at the 49. Jalen Hurts has got the ball in the gun. Fake to Devontae Smith coming across the formation. Here comes Boston Scott. All right, Boston Scott. Beautiful. Nice run from Boston Scott, who's been great today. Boston Scott off the edge, left side, gets maybe 9 yards. Great blocking, great execution. Exactly what Eagles football is supposed to be.
And the great part about Boston Scott in this situation is he's fresh right now because we haven't really used him all year. We've used him sparingly. So he's got fresh legs. You know what I mean? Like, his whole career he's got fresh legs because he hasn't been really used as a 3-down running back for an entire season. So
I don't know if you guys just noticed this, but the clock has not been running since Boston Scott.
Clock is not running. Something is clearly wrong with the clock. We'll keep you posted on that. Boston Scott right now gets another handoff up the middle. He doesn't go anywhere on that. So 2nd and 2 is going to turn into 3rd and 2. The clock still says 7:31. I would guess it's a broadcast error and not a stadium error. We'll keep you posted on all that because they would have to shut down the game and evaluate everything with the refs, and that would just be an absolute clown show. I hope that is not the case.
Boston's got 4 touchdowns in his last 4 games right here on the Fox broadcast. He got 85 yards today total and 2 touchdowns.
4 in the last 2 games. Like, Boston Scott's an absolute monster. He's one of those secret players that, like, you just absolutely love everything he gives. He's all heart. Typical Philly guy as all of that goes. So right now, in the we got Dallas Goedert in the backfield on this formation. Or is that Jack Stoll at fullback? They hand it off up the gut, and maybe, I don't know, guys. I honestly don't know if they're going to give him that one. That was 3rd and 1. They tried to hand it off there. Ref's coming in for the spot. We're going to see what he says on this one. I just want to see where the ball placement is real quick. It looks like it's 4th and 1. All right. So, yeah, hand off to Boston Scott there. Clearly, you go for it here. It's a Jalen Hurts sneak to me. It's the most obvious call in the world. You don't think twice about it. The fact they haven't even snapped it already since I've been talking about this is a travesty. Here we go. They're up at the line. 20 seconds on the clock. There it is. They sneak it. They get 2. We ring the bell.
And circling back, this is what we call a callback. That's why Jalen Hurts is much different than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson can't do that type of stuff. Lamar's got great speed.
Yep.
Jalen's got thickness and the muscle power in his legs to do those type of QB sneaks.
Yeah, and there it is. Hits with the shout out. The Legion of Move, the offensive line, just doing such a great job this year. I mean, honestly, they really did deserve a nickname, and I love Legion of Move. It makes me so happy.
OC, according to John Parcher.
Yes,
So
there we go. Put me in.
I was actually thinking about it more and more as we were talking about it. You know who Jalen Hurts actually kind of reminds me of?
Who?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Surprisingly enough. Think about it.
That's a weird one.
Think about the comparison coming out of college.
I got to squint a little, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts right now in the shotgun. Smith across the formation again, hands off to Jordan Howard, who takes it on the right side and bulls his way for about 7 or 8 yards, depending on where they drop it.
I like that play call. It's working. You've seen it like 3 or 4 times today.
Yep.
And outside of them actually handing it off to Jalen Reagor because he obviously goes backwards, anytime they've given it to the running back with that fake wide receiver, reverse, it's worked.
Yeah, and it works right there. So right now, Jordan Howard with that gain, you're looking at the Eagles, and this is like it's that typical boxing thing. You see a guy that's wobbly, you're taking some shots, head, body, you're trying to set up that big hit, that haymaker, and right now that's what this is. I mean, all these runs, you're running down the clock, 4:11, 4:10, 4:09. So they're draining it out, 2nd and 3. They're at the 32. So Eagles in full control here. Jordan Howard gets the handoff again. He's getting the first down. There it is. Jordan Howard, who's really late, has been picking it up a lot. This game, he was a dud early, and now he's been excellent, guys.
And not to mention Greg Ward's been on the field this whole drive, which means either Boston Scott or Greg Ward's definitely scoring this touchdown.
Yeah,
that's my call.
Greg Ward, I would love to see Greg Ward get this touchdown. And Taylor correctly talking about timeouts getting burned soon. That's what a good coach would do. I don't know if Ron Rivera is actually a good coach anymore. I mean, his clock management at least sucks.
The light.
It sucks. His clock management sucks. What he's done today has been atrocious, and they should have put up a touchdown at the end of the first half instead of a field goal. I'll take it. Thank you, Ron. But for now, 1st and 10 for the Eagles. They're at the 28. Jalen Hurts getting the handoff on the inside, and he gives it to Jordan Howard, who he only gets 2, totally clogged up, but clock ticks.
I mean, Ron Rivera could be a genius. He could know, like, hey, we got to tank this game, but I want to keep my job for next year. So let me make it the most impressive loss I can make.
There you go.
So
well, yeah.
I'll just say there might be something to that.
He's nailed that as John's calling for a Jack Stoll touchdown from home. I love it. Let's get Jack Stoll in there, taking it to the house. That would be great. Or we double up on Lane Johnson, and we get him another throw this week.
So East Texas.
So let's give it a call. 2nd and 9 for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts making some motioning. He's moving some guys around. So clearly he doesn't love the look here, but the clock's ticking. 3 seconds left. Here we go. Here's a handoff. He gives to Jordan Howard. He's got nowhere to go. Howard had nowhere to go. Wow. He still fought and spun and got about 4 yards falling forward. But, guys, that was all Jordan Howard on that carry.
And that clock is running more than the Eagles.
It's great. Yeah, 2:32. It looks like clock just stopped now. Could be a broadcast error again, which it was just a couple of minutes ago.
Out.
Everything balanced out with the clock, and they didn't stop the game. So it looks like that was a broadcast error before. Now Washington does call a timeout. So going to get a little bit of stoppage here, a little bit of a breather, which for Washington, they definitely needed that, I think, emotionally and clockwise, Kyle.
And I know earlier we saw, I believe it was Wendell Smallwood, his mouth guard and the numbers on his helmet were popped off from a tackle he took. Well, in the Bengals game, Joe Burrow lost his nameplate.
Oh, my God. I've never seen that before. He lost his
He is just generic quarterback number 9 now.
Wow, I can't believe Joe Burrow got a knockoff jersey from China and wore it for the game.
I was going to say,
it's just so much cheaper.
Whoever's manufacturing the equipment for the NFL is about to lose their licensing contract. That's all I'm going to say.
Look. Like when Zion made that cut and the shoe fell off from Nike,
that was a horrible.
Fellas, that's not good. So
I need that hat too, Taylor. There's a guy in the stands. He has like an old school Eagles font hat. It says Eagles.
I love that. All right, here we go. 3rd and 5 for Jalen Hurts. He's in the shotgun. Reagor in a deep motion going around the outside, setting up a screen. Are they going to give it to him? No, they're not. Hurts staying in the pocket. Oh, is he throwing it away? No.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. Wow. That was a tough one.
I actually like the effort out of Reagor on that. He actually almost came around and caught that.
No, Reagor gave it a good go. So Hurts in the pocket when Reagor went around to the outside, setting up for the screen. It ended up being a wheel route. So he goes down the sideline. Hurts wanted something deep down the middle of the field, and he couldn't get it. Pressure got in his face, and with that pressure, he had to throw around it to get down the sideline. And Reagor makes a really good – he does make a really good effort to get around the defender and try to grab it. It's not a well-thrown ball, and it goes incomplete. So 4th and 5 here, but
it's fine.
You're kicking the field goal here. It's a good range for Elliott. It's a 41-yarder. He made 42 earlier in the game. So here we go. Jake Elliott lining up for the kick. He's in. He's got it. He's golden. You love to see it.
Let's go.
You love to see it. So there we go. 20-16 game, guys. 2:21 left here in the fourth quarter.
Still a lot of time the way that the Washington offense has been operating today and the way that Taylor Heineke's kind of been able to have his way, whether that's because he's been able to throw it or because the refs haven't called anything against the Washington football team. 2:21 still seems like a lot of time, and to only still have it being a one-possession game, it's only 4 points. You got to play lockdown defense here in this last 2 minutes.
Well, yeah, which makes everybody sick, I think, is the idea of, yes, Jonathan Gannon's going to call a great game here in the final 2:21, and he's going to make a play, something big happen here. Like, the Eagles have had a couple of sacks. Josh Sweat's gotten through a couple of times and made some noise. They've made some pressure here and there. Is Gannon going to send the heat? I mean, it's really that simple. Is he going to send the heat or not? How conservative are they going to play? Generally, he's been very conservative, and he kind of faked pressure on the last drive, although they still did get home a couple of times. So this is it. I mean, this is Jonathan Gannon with the playoffs on the line. This is your ability to go and earn some respect, because I got to tell you, I mean, he makes me nervous as hell. And right now, you're up 20-16, and Washington's been bad. But
earn that head coaching job, Jonathan Gannon.
Yeah, right, the head coaching job. Excuse me, he's a legend, and we all love and adore Jonathan Gannon. Better than Jim Johnson, in my estimation, right? I mean, better Jim Johnson, Buddy Ryan, never heard of him. Jonathan Gannon, clearly, as John said earlier, bass fisherman. He's clearly the guy to take us the distance, Barney. He's the guy. So here we go. All right, Washington. They're hitting the field. They break the huddle. You got Heineke in the shotgun. He's got a lot to play for himself, by the way. He's looking for a job next year. Washington got a lot of options as well. They've been rumored to guys like, Russ and all that stuff too. So 1st and 10. Heineke dropping back in the gun. He's got space, and it's tipped. It's tipped by Milton Williams. Look at that. Milton Williams getting up there on the disengaging from the block and getting up. It's awesome.
Can we just give Howie a pat on the Can we just give Howie a pat on the back for actually landing the first 3 picks of the draft this year? Devontae Smith, Landon Dickerson, Milton Williams. Nailed it.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. And they got a first for next year? Nailed it.
Yeah, it was shaky early to start this year outside of Smith, but all those guys have figured it out. I mean, Dickerson got healthy. They started to run more. He got better. Milton Williams has contributed a lot. Gainwell comes and goes. We'll see. Josh Sweat around the corner with another tip. Oh, my God. Josh Sweat. Just a bull off the line there. It fully extends, swats that pass. It was a quick swing to the outside, too. That's not like he had a lot of time to get there. He just comes right off the edge, knocked it.
Never forget, Josh Sweat fell to the 4th round in the NFL draft.
Facts.
Man, and there was pressure. They did send Alex Singleton on that. Credit to Taylor. So they did send the blitz, and that helped Sweat get free to bat that ball down. By the way, intended target, Wendell Smallwood. So here we go, 3rd and 10. And for Washington, this is 4-down territory. Make no mistake about it. They've got playoffs on the line here, too. So 3rd and 10 for Washington. Heineke dropping back. Pocket collapsing a little bit. He's got it underneath for a tight end. Oh, and he falls forward for the first.
Come on.
Okay.
That's fine.
2:03, we're going to hit the 2-minute warning. So we're going to hit the 2-minute warning here. God. I mean, look.
They got to make it entertaining, I guess, right?
That's what I was going to say, man. It's entertaining. For what it's worth, it's nauseating, but it's entertaining. This is a hell of a game. You didn't know what you were going to get today exactly. Were they going to throw in the towel? Were they not? They got blown out last week against Washington or against Dallas. What were they going to do today? Kyle Allen does not play in this game like we thought he might, like Ron Rivera said he might. Didn't happen. So Washington plays strong out the gate. Eagles fight their way back, and now you're just holding on for dear life. But, again, signs are good. You got a 3rd and long. You got tip passes. You're sending the heat. Like, Gannon's giving me the drive that I want to see. So,
like I said, they got to go to the length of the field right now in 2 minutes. I mean, I don't see them going 70 yards in 2 minutes.
Yep.
So,
yeah. I mean, honestly, do you trust them to execute a 70-yard touchdown drive right now? No. I don't see it.
I mean, if we're giving up plays like that, it's possible.
And, I mean, the dink and dunk stuff, yes. They burned a timeout before, so they're going to have 2 timeouts on this drive. Eagles still have all their timeouts as well. So if it gets into that really messy business, well, let's say Washington did score, they have 3 timeouts to work with as well. So going to be really interesting. Nice thing is you can't have any BS last-second field goals. You're not going to lose like that today. All or nothing for Washington with about 2 minutes. Well, exactly 2 minutes left to go in this game. So, again, thank you for everybody that's out there watching, following along, commenting on the show. You do it every week. You guys are amazing. Like, thank you so much. And if you are watching Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, wherever it is, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We go live a couple of times during the week. Usually on Friday mornings, me and John Barchard go live. John, unable to join us today. We'll be talking with John later tonight. We're going to do the post-game show not right after the game. Post-game show is going to be tonight after we see how the rest of this playoff field shakes out. San Francisco with Trey Lance starting at quarterback. They need to beat Houston. Also, we got to see the Packers beat Sean Mannion and the Minnesota Vikings. So all of the post-game stuff later tonight.
Or the route I'm going, it's okay if the 49ers lose, because if the Panthers beat the Saints, you also clinch.
Yes.
And that's where I'm at. I keep seeing people saying, like, oh, yeah, the 49ers need to win. The 49ers need to win. I'm like, why? Don't we still want them to lose? Don't we still want to,
Because
like –
the way I was messing with the playoff machine, if the 49ers lose, we win, the Panthers win, and then the Packers win, we bump up to the 6th seed. I'd rather be that 6th seed and have a little bit of more versatility of who we potentially play in that first round than being stuck playing against that number 2 seed.
Okay. So
nobody wants to see Green Bay.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's the nice thing. For now, you won't. But 1st and 10 for Washington. You got to win the game first. 1st and 10. Heineke in the pocket. He's moving around. He's got pressure. Oh, man. He escapes and lobs one up. But it's only for about 2 yards. As Avonte Maddox all over Wendell Smallwood.
Having a phenomenal game.
Tick-tock.
Great play for the Eagles there. Ball inbounds. Smallwood goes down inbounds. They haven't burned the timeout. Maybe they're about to. Oh, wow. Ryan Kerrigan's in. That's a mistake. But he's in there. He got close to the quarterback. He almost did something. I wonder if he got a tackle today.
It's like, hey, miss you, buddy.
Yeah, I wonder if he has 4 tackles now on the season. I mean, that's a big mark. That's a really hard spot to get, 4 tackles. Maybe he's going to do it. Washington looks a little confused here. Heineke in the huddle. He's leaning to the sideline. He's kind of motioning. He's like, so are we doing this? Are we doing that? So not exactly confident here as Washington 2nd and 7, minute 42 on the clock. Eagles don't look poised to rush here. They only send 4. They're going to dump it off on the screen. Patterson's got it. He's going down the sideline. He's going to get the first down. First down. He gets just past the 45. He just hits the mark there. So 1st and 10 for Washington. They're at their own 45. Minute 36 to go. They got to go all the way, guys. I mean, oh, no, they're counting them out early?
I thought he stepped out right before.
Wow, I thought
short.
that was a lock.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, so a terrible misstep by Patterson to not go all out for that one. Man, that could be costly. 3rd and 1 for Washington here. All right, so 3rd and 1. Heineke's still in the shotgun. He's been under center maybe twice today. Shotgun for Heineke. He's looking. He's patting the ball. He throws it underneath again. It's Patterson again, and they get about 8 yards this time. So now Washington in Eagles territory.
All right.
They're about the 47. Minute 25 on the clock. Washington's hustling to the line. Patterson gives up the ball real quick. Washington going to be moving quickly on this one. They got 25 just about on the play clock here as they snap the ball. Heineke throws it outside, and he completes it, and he's wide open. And oh, my God,
too much time left.
Sims gets an additional about 8 yards after the catch. They get about 12 yards total. They're marching down the field. Minute 4, minute 3, minute 2. They're at the 35. Heineke's in the shotgun. They got 4 wide. They've used Patterson a lot, though. He's going out underneath, and Heineke throws it down the field to Sims, who catches it. Are they going to rule that? No, incomplete. Sims, as he jumped for it, and he's rolling around after that. That was a tough fall. But jumps. Sims goes fully up there, falling out of bounds on the sideline. Looked like his side landed out of bounds. We're going to see what they rule on this one. We're getting the replay right now. Let's see. Hand out of bounds. Hand out of bounds before a knee, before anything else. He is out of bounds. Not going to be a catch.
And he's not going to be on the next play, which is also huge. Sims is not going to be in on this next play because he's been killing us this game.
Just shot from like an 8-4 down to like a 2-7.
Yeah, so 35-yard line for Washington, 2nd and 10. Taylor Heineke in the shotgun. He's got a little bit of time in the pocket right now. Eagles only send 4. Offside or outside to Patterson. Patterson making some moves.
Inbounds.
And he gets tackled, rolls over Avonte Maddox and gets another yard or 2 rolling over his back. And, man, Washington, they're making this really interesting, man. I mean, they got 40 seconds here. They got to go the distance. They're at the 30. It is 3rd and 5. Heineke dropping back. And he's got time again underneath in the middle of the field.
Like that.
Patterson is single-handedly killing the Eagles on this
Worry
drive.
levels at like a 9-8.
Yeah, no, it's going up and up and up because they sent a little pressure early. Now this is a different kind of football. Washington burning their last time out right now. That's what happens when you have terrible clock management. So 30 seconds, haven't thrown anything to the outside except 1 incomplete ball. All that stuff over the middle got them the yardage. Now it's crunch time. Now you got to get it into the end zone. Can they execute?
So John's really going to like this, but in this situation, yards really don't matter. They're really just playing to stop them from scoring a touchdown. They can't get a field goal right here because there's not enough time for them to get the ball back and score again. So really, yards in this situation actually do not matter to John's credit. He's going to love me saying that.
Yeah,
but
no, the yards don't necessarily matter
keep
here.
him out of the end zone. That's
But
all you got to do. And
yeah,
now they don't have timeout. So my confidence level, it might not be a 10, but guess what? It's 8.5.
Now, just my gut feeling here, if I'm Washington, I take a shot at the end zone right here, right now. I
Yeah.
don't know if they're going to have the guts to do it, but right now it's 1st and 10. And the pressure's been pretty good from the Eagles defense so far. They've rushed 4 again. Heineke with time in the pocket, takes a shot. The end zone is picked.
And that's
Rodney
game.
McLeod has it in the end zone. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me, Rodney McLeod. Rodney McLeod. What a play. Oh, man, a diving grab just above the turf. That was a beautiful catch from an overthrow by Taylor Heineke, who had time in the pocket and just flat out missed it. There's no flags on the play. Ladies and gentlemen, your Philadelphia Eagles have knocked out stage 1 of the playoff run here.
Can I just say this? John Barcher tweeted this 6 minutes ago. McLeod with a tip, pick 6, and we go home.
There we go. John with the call of the century. Shout out to John. We need to keep John at home if he's going to be that prophetic. He's got to stay there. But hell yes. Hell yes. Receiver falls, no PI, totally clean. McLeod, that's a great catch. Eagles now, 1-2 runs. It's over. Washington, no timeouts. The Eagles have won the first leg of the 3-leg parlay, baby. Let's go. Let's go. We are now looking at San Francisco and Houston, Carolina and New Orleans, Green Bay and Minnesota. Those are going to be the games that really matter the most now for the Eagles to clinch that spot. But getting the win today is huge. And if they clinch today, guys, because now we can get into a little post-game mode here. We can do our own little post-game thing for a couple minutes here. Jalen Hurts, hopefully not playing next Sunday against Dallas. How amazing is that?
I actually like to see Jalen Hurts take a couple snaps. I want to treat it like a preseason game. You know what I mean? Like, this is the time where if it is actually wrapped up, you don't really want him going 2 more weeks without playing football. You just had him go 2-3 weeks without playing football. So I want him to actually see a couple reps next week.
All right.
If it is a situation where they're not playing for anything.
And that's going to be a really big debate this week, you know? So we will definitely be talking about that throughout the course of the week. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. By the way, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, wherever you're watching us. We do go live, especially on Friday mornings. We will live stream the show, and you can follow us there. Now, here we go. They reviewed it. It is official. And with 24 seconds left, the Henry James Saloon applauds as the Philadelphia Eagles have handled their business and have every opportunity to make the playoffs. We are talking about a team with a rookie head coach, with a starting quarterback that's effectively a rookie, that nobody believed in, that has fought, that has clawed, and now, guys, they're on their way.
And
they look like they're on their way.
A winning record for Nick Sirianni.
Good point. Officially a winning record for Nick Sirianni, 9-7. Worst you can do is 9-8. We could be talking about a 10-win team for the Philadelphia Eagles. Division record now, really good. You beat Washington twice. You beat Dallas or the Giants once. You could win with a 4-2 division record by the end of this if they handle their business next week. But again, it might not even matter. So victory for a couple of minutes here. Let's celebrate. Want your comments, want everything you're feeling out there on the live stream. Hit us up. Let's party together, man. Another meaningless Eagles-Cowboys game to end the season, and I'm so excited. Is right, Tommy, from Jake. Today was the best game Jalen played, considering the meaning. And you know what? Let's talk about that for a second. Jalen Hurts, phenomenal, guys. Phenomenal. Like, the accuracy was on point, decision-making on point, made some huge plays with his leg throughout this game. What a game when they really needed it on the road from Jalen Hurts.
No, that's what I'm saying. He was a lot more decisive than he has been. And every week he's getting more and more decisive. And not only is he getting more and more decisive, he's getting a lot quicker with his reads. Like, that's the biggest knock with Jalen Hurts was he's not quick with his reads. And now you're actually seeing him getting the ball out quicker. He's actually being a lot more decisive, seeing the field quicker, and it's showing on the field. So,
He had really great vision today compared to the Tuesday night game where, oddly enough, Washington's defense was healthier today. Fuller was in there playing defensive back for them, which he wasn't on that Tuesday night game. This was one of the best just kind of like read the room type things for Jalen Hurts where like he was making quality decisions for most of this game in the passing game. The passing game was very effective today. And if you can pass the ball like that and use the run game the way they did, I'm feeling very good right now
Yeah.
after this win.
It's a great spot to be. And by the way, shout out to Ron Rivera. Hey, Ron, you suck. You suck. If he didn't have that terrible clock management at the beginning of the game, end of the first half, where they're going down the field and they were initially playing to run out the clock, decided to go for a field goal, could have gotten a touchdown on that drive. But the way they were moving the ball, didn't use the timeouts properly, all that stuff, they could have kicked a field goal and won that game.
Stinks.
Terrible clock management by him. All of that matters. He played too conservative with a bad team, and he lost. He deserves it. I don't feel bad for him. Again, I thank him. Merry Christmas to all of us. Ron Rivera blew it. We get the win 20-16. I mean, how amazing. It's like for everything before the season, I thought we'd be here. I thought it was a 10-win team and we'd make the playoffs. But to be here this way, where they're so bad early, and I mean, we're talking about what, 2-6? 2-5?
And I believe there have only been 9 teams to make the playoffs in NFL history when starting 2-5.
Wow. So Nick Sirianni on his way. I mean, there's still some other factors at play here, but on his way to breaking historical trends in a major way and getting a team that nobody thought in the middle of the season was going to go anywhere. He's getting them into the playoffs, and that's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, remember the whole thing about the defense with the reality check? Played pretty well today. Heineke was good, but they held him in check when they needed to.
Yeah, they struggled early.
Man, they hold them to field goals, right?
Yep.
Big for the defense this week. Big for the defense.
No points in the second half for the Eagles defense. Not a single point allowed on the board. Just
Called it.
Phenomenal effort. Yeah, Barney did.
Just saying. They're not scoring the rest of the game.
We got a couple of predictions. So you nailed that prediction. John nails the Rodney McLeod interception to go home. Like, just a hell of a day. Just a hell of a day and a lot to celebrate. So, Kyle, what are you thinking real quick?
I'm looking at the playoff machine right now, mixing some things in with what outcomes are looking like right now. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities as long as the Rams hang on to win here. That my prediction from almost a month ago, I believe at this point.
Yeah.
Give me the Bucks. Could happen. Antonio Brown, thank you for helping that mission for us. Give me the Bucks right now. We saw how dysfunctional they are. They're starting Le'Veon Bell at running back.
Oh, my
that
God.
Dude was on the brink of retirement.
He wanted the box.
Right.
He was going to box.
Look at where the Bucks are right now. It is a mess. They're very dysfunctional. And the way the Eagles are playing as a cohesive team, they're playing for one another. Jason Kelce getting everybody fired up this week with his pregame speech during the week last week before the Giants game. This team wants to win together. And they know that if they do that, they're confident in their abilities to go out and beat anybody in front of them. And why not beat the most vulnerable team in the NFL right now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, take down the defending champs in the playoffs, and improve the Eagles' franchise record against Tom Brady to 2-1 all time in the postseason.
Yes, let's do it.
Bring it to me.
Would love to see that happen. I'm so geared up for that. And we'll see that mess with Antonio Brown for sure. That's all he does. The guy causes problems. He's a complete clown. And I hope that it continues to blow things up for them. But for now, looking at the Eagles, we're banking on Trey Lance. We're banking on Sean Mannion. And what we're going to do is we are going to be checking in with you later tonight. So being able to watch right now, again, thank you so much. Like, this is awesome to go back and forth. Comments have been great today. But we're going to be live a little bit later tonight during the Minnesota game. We're still working out the exact details. We're going to keep everything posted. We will have a post-game show later. Me and John want to know exactly where the Eagles are, if they're clinched or not, before we do the post-game podcast. So while we're talking right now, podcast will be later tonight. So that'll probably be sometime around midnight once we have things official, unless, the other things fall in the second leg here in the 4 o'clock.
And I've hit the playoff machine, Vince. Everything that we've been talking about. Let's root for the Texans today, and let's root for the Panthers. Because if the Panthers beat the Saints, the Texans beat the 49ers, the Eagles still clinch with one of those this or that scenarios where if the Panthers beat the Saints, Eagles are in the playoffs. I feel like not enough people are talking about that just because on the surface, the 49ers beating the Texans seems a lot more likely.
Yep.
But the Saints are banged up right now. They're playing Ian Book, Taysom Hill, Blake Bortles is on that roster.
Oh, God.
Let the Panthers go out there and kind of, give themselves a shot in the arm after Cam Newton last week says, he's thinking about that next step in his life. He doesn't know how much longer he's going to have. Let the Panthers go out, beat the Saints. Let the Texans go out and beat the 49ers in a nice little upset. Give the Eagles a ticket to the playoffs and give them the 6th seed. I'd much rather be the 6th seed than the 7th seed.
Yeah.
Having to draw potentially the LA Rams, having to go across the country like that. I'd rather much go down to Florida, take on the Bucks, if you want to get fun and cute, take on the Cowboys in the first round. But give me the Bucs or the Cowboys over the Rams, and give me the 6th seed over that final seed, and try to avoid the Packers as much as you possibly can.
Yeah.
And to what he was saying, it's like, listen, the Jets are beating up on the Bucs right now. We just saw the Lions beat the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, anything can happen in these
Lions
games.
beat the Cardinals this year.
Lions beat the Cardinals. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the year you want to sneak into the playoffs. Like I said it last week, I tweeted it. It's like the pandemic will decide who wins the Super Bowl this year. And if you look at it objectively, there's only 3 fully vaccine mandated cities right now: Philadelphia, New York, and San Fran. San Fran and Philly are the only ones right in the playoff hunt right now. So it bodes well for us. So
yeah, and shout out to the Eagles
like
front office and just everybody in the organization for really locking down on that and being strict about it. And they've done a great job. I mean, the Eagles' case have been very, very minimal this year. They got through the Washington game the first time, no cases to speak of, really. Now you're looking at it, and it seems like it's mostly died down with Washington. So hopefully they get through this week without any more cases. But again, it might not matter. Hopefully it doesn't matter. So it's a good spot for the Eagles to be in. It's been so much fun today. And thank you so much for tuning in and following along with the show. Easiest way to support the show, Liquid Death. Liquid Death has been great to us. Been so much fun working with them. Mike, the CEO, who's an Eagles fan and has been coming on the show. We've had great conversations with Mike. Sure, he'll be joining us soon. But refreshing water, ton of water. It's a big can. I mean, you see how big this is. It gets mistaken for Colt 45s and stuff like that all the time. People think it's malt liquor because you don't see water in a can this big. You don't see water in a can really, period. Just regular flat water. But this mountain water, and they do have a sparkling as well. Absolutely delicious. Can is recyclable. And if you want to get yourself a case, liquiddeath.com/bell. That's where you do it, liquiddeath.com/bell, and you'll get free shipping on your order. So with that, we're going to wrap it up here from the Henry James Saloon. It has been a wild and crazy game. We will be in touch with you on social media, so keep in at Bell and the Bird. We'll give you updates on when we're going live later. So again, at Bell and the Bird, Twitter's going to be the easiest way to find us. And for Kyle Bennett, who's been engineering the show here, Barney Perlstein, Francisco Rojas, Prem from the Vet Alumni Podcast, also Hitch, Taylor, John, everybody, thank you all so much for all your help with the show. And we'll talk to you soon. Take it easy.